All right, what's up, guys? Let me know if the audio looks good. Let me know if everything looks good, and yeah, let's get this bitch started. Sorry, late as fuck. I'm not that. Oh yeah, I'm pretty late. Half an hour late. Had car issues. We had to drop it off. Lauren made me do it, so it's actually my wife's fault that we're late. So I'm just getting that out there before we get started here.
Yeah.
Give me just a sec to pull up all the comments. All right, what's up, guys?
Fuck! I was missing for like 2 episodes, but I came back with a plague.
So people been asking about your ass too.
You are always sick. Like
only on fucking. See, here's the thing. Like I left Cyprus for holidays, and when I was sick, and then I haven't gone better since I left. So, you know.
Whole vacation sick.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're
I
good.
was high as fuck on medicine. Better check it out.
My
So,
hairstyle remains unknown. Wait, is all this from this stream?
I think it's.
Dude, my hairstyle is fucking gross right now because I'm almost bald now, and like it fucking it's kind of long, but it's not very thick, so it looks pretty shitty. But it doesn't matter because it's so fucking goddamn cold in Massachusetts that I just wear hats all day. And I left my hat in the car, so it looks fucking this hat looks retarded. But yeah, so Patrick's back. I guess he caught AIDS or something. I don't know. I don't know where the other fucking team members are. Feel free to message them and bitch them out. Like, full disclosure, I don't know. I'd ask the team to join every fucking week, so people who don't join, yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah. I ain't making excuses for them. So, I want to start real quick with, okay. Some guy, in Discord, asked me a question, and I got really butthurt at him and kind of bitched him out. But like now, if I do that, I'm gonna offer like a good response. And so he was asking, how hard would it be to make a 2D lighting engine? And I'm like, or how long would it take? I'm like, I don't know. I've never made a 2D lighting engine. And he's like, I don't know. Like, and you guys are probably like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I'm like, this is not a 2D engine. This is 100% a 3D fucking engine. You can't do the dynamic lighting that we're doing in 2D. So yeah, I kind of bitched him out for a sec, but let me answer his question better now. Like, look at this shit. Hold on. To help further fucking... This is a shitty screenshot, but look at this. See that scene? Oh man, fucking 2D game. Does that look fucking 2D to you?
Wait, did you pull it out on stream? Oh yeah, you did. Nice.
It's an illusion, right? Like, this is the same, it's completely constructed in 3D. Completely. Everything has a Z coordinate, like, when you jump, you're jumping in Z space. When you fall, you're in Z space. The sun and the light in the sky is way the fuck up here in Z space. And it's just an illusion using an orthographic projection. So it's, not only is it fully 3D, but it's actually harder than regular 3D because we have to use a perspective and self-restrict our style and the way that we do things so that it works seamlessly in a 2D or 3D perspective, right? But the entire thing is 3D. You can't get the kind of dynamic lighting effects we're doing or like all this crap in 2D. It's like if you walk off this cliff, you know, in 2D, it looks like, oh yeah, some cheap like Z shit going on, but it's 3D. Like, oh yeah, 3D collision, you fall off the cliff. You know what I mean? So just getting that out of the way. So I've had fucking people be like, so you ever thought about learning 3D? Like, you know, stepping up the game and like, you know, stopping with this 2D shit? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, I've said it 50 times, I'll say it 50 more. It's a 100% 3D engine. Don't you ever call it 2D. Alright, anyway, that's enough butthurt.
Yeah, people were recommending to me learning voxels. And even not like putting voxels in a game, but like using them for asset generation.
Basically is voxels, except we have more complexity than that because we have slants. Basically, like I said, I will add voxels because it's the same thing, right? You literally are just creating each voxel face because you can change on a tile location. You can change the face, you know, and you're having to each time create the faces of the voxel manually, you know.
And with the depth offset anyway, it's pretty much like voxel, but just saved by different format if you think about
That's
it.
exactly what it is.
That's
So
right, yeah.
like, so I was going to add the ability to like configure something as a voxel and place it as a whole. You know what I mean? To help simplify the map editing and do
Yeah, also-
like make the construction of the map maybe a little bit more streamlined by treating it more like voxels. Like, so when you want to go at the tile level or the face level and do like the slanty shit, like these
It's something
slants,
like-
then you would do it, you know, on the tile plane, on the plane level, really. And
Yeah.
then, you know, when it's just normal things like that you're doing quickly, you could do it on the voxel level. I think the best path is that the toolkit level editor will eventually be like half voxel, half tile.
Yeah.
Because like we've basically become a voxel type thing but with more complexity because we have slants and shit.
Yeah. So like in other news also, Falco asked me to do some status icons, and I went in and made rest of the like fancied up the UI.
Oh!
So
So,
okay,
oh yeah. So last week, remember I was talking about I had just implemented a bunch of the status defects, but the fucking combat was still being fixed from before with Jacob, so I couldn't show it off. And of course, he's not fucking here right now either. And when I pulled down his latest, there's a bunch of Lua errors still going on.
oh god, Jesus, dude. I
So
hope
dude, right now combat's not in a good shape. I mean, he says it's fixed on his, but I don't fucking know. He says it's fixed. It never. When I fucking pull down, it's never in a good state right now. So,
Bro, I hope he doesn't pull out Tyler, because if
I mean,
just-
you know, I'm paying him right now. He's
yeah,
getting paid.
like I genuinely don't wish it upon a dude, and like, you know, I've been also in a dark place recently, but
I'm not
it's
trying
gonna
to
end up
bitch
like
because I think he is doing some good work. I just think that he's not conscious of like not breaking the fucking game and build every time he checks in.
yeah.
Wait, it's
So,
almost like maybe someone should invest a bunch of time into making automated server tests that tell him if it breaks. Oh wait, I did do that, and nobody fucking uses them. Nobody pays attention.
dude, you've read Harry Potter, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you know the fucking like the fucking defense against dark magic is like a cursed position in Hogwarts. For us, essentially, level like gameplay fucking programmer is cursed position.
It's in Greece. Hey, Spiffy. Nice to see you. You've been watching us since 2014. That means, damn, nice. That was 4 years ago. That was close to the Kickstarter. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, seems like it.
Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up some of the script that I was that we were talking
Anyway, so
about.
meanwhile, let me talk about the UI.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Please.
Yeah,
Take
obviously
it
it's you know, we have like a little menu button here or something, but obviously it's artist rendering for now, because this part would have to be dynamic, obviously, somehow.
So
you know-
which aspect would it be? Oh, duh. You mean just like moving the gauge around?
Yeah, but like that involves moving like this part and so on. Like, it's not as easy as it looks. So I might end up just like finding out which is going to be the longest name and then skylink it to this one and just leave it.
Yeah, that's
that.
legitimate.
Yeah, then-
are you keeping in mind that you can have 4 players in the party at once? So like.
Yes. So essentially, I was
let me
thinking
share
like
my
this one.
screen. Yeah, keep going.
So this one would be bigger, and then there will be like a smaller ones with like smaller bars.
Okay,
and
cool,
like
cool. Just
Satanites
making
like
sure.
a one single
Here's,
line.
here's,
Yeah.
Here's FF12 here, like, you know, so they only do 3 at a time in FF12. Yeah, but you see, like,
Dude, I would do
it's
it like in
tiny.
fucking. So you know how like in MMOs you have like bigger your portrait and then smaller ones to the side. So
Right,
basically, I
right.
would make bigger active one. And
I
those-
definitely, like, I've already planned on it being in the bottom right, though, like this, because of the way I've done all the UI layout.
All right.
It,
I mean,
it definitely,
I can...
because the fucking, the action, like selecting items and shit like that, in combat menu is down here, you know? So let's say you choose an item over here, then it's basically like a continuation of the same menu that your cursor's right here, you know? You wouldn't want to select an item, then
good point.
your cursor's way up there, and then we have a similar combat log like that.
So you need everything essentially like a single line. Yeah, that ain't a big deal. That can be done. Pretty easy too.
Can it
Where
be
do you
done
want to?
easily? Can it be
Where
done?
do you want to stick the status icons?
Yeah, I know, that's a good fucking question. That's a good. I mean, maybe it can't be aligned because of the status icons. Like this fucking game. I like what they do. You know, they have similar status bars like us.
Yeah.
And they'll have, if you have a status effect, it will show an icon here, and it only shows one, but it'll rotate between your active status effects, or you have to go into the pause menu to see
So
it.
check out. So I mean, I'm gonna finish
Pause
that soon,
thing.
but what
See,
about something
there's
like
one status defect. It only shows one at a time, and it cycles through.
Yeah, so I was thinking something else, like basically something like that, but instead of those two bars, is it being one, and like basically you have health from the middle down, and then mana from the middle down, and then those icons we can stack on the top.
Right.
And basically the stylistic is.
So
and
is
you
that
know, I gotta make it
poison,
smaller.
paralysis, and regen?
Yeah. Essentially,
cool.
everything negative will be like with this
Oh,
little arrow.
good.
And also red, and then intensity of the red would depend on the intensity of the effect. So like if we decide to, and it's the same for the healing ones, right? The greener, or we can just leave it like that, or we can have it blinking when it runs out, like something like that. There are many ways to go around it. And this would be essentially like a fucking camera of the character. We can place the facial animations.
Right.
So like they're being hit, like it actually would grimace and like be like, ow, a bitch.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that. That will look. Oh yeah, that's a good fucking idea, actually. That would be sweet. Where he looks like shit when he's getting his ass beat. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Let's see. So, I like that. I was thinking maybe you could show the EXP, like a tiny little EXP gauge of the active character. I'm not sure. Well, no, because you can have 4-player co-op. Oh yeah, that's another thing. We can't really have one as like you can't make one as the dominant one, you know, because we have 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
So they can't. You can't just like skew it towards one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm rescaling it right now. Like I'm gonna cut
Gotcha.
entire.
But yes, that's a good
part.
point. That's a really good point.
Do you have like a size for? Do you have like a size for me? Like how big those things have to be in total?
Okay, so the size is basically I would do it based on the Dreamcast size, which the entire screen is 640 by 480 as the whole canvas. So just do it based on that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So assume the game will never look smaller than 640 by 480.
480.
Which is pretty fucking small, but that's the Dreamcast resolution.
Yeah. I was one up. I was one too large, essentially.
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad for.
I mean, there has to be 4 of them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's gonna take some work, but like considering you didn't think about that at all, it's not half bad.
Not bad.
I would expect it to be 20 times bigger. I mean, that's literally the exact same resolution as these PS2 RPGs that I'm influenced by. That's why they always go with the minimalistic, you know. This is exactly 640 by 480 as well. That's why this became popular. Okay, look, they can also have a guest on screen. So here it is with a guest. So that's how much space it takes up.
Okay, so currently my one single thing I aim for 303 pixels by 32.
Oh wait, say that again.
32 by 300 pixels.
Okay.
So we can get 4 of them.
Just remember, let me see if okay, yeah, this is, we will have a menu over here that is like your, it's just like a sub-menu for if you, well, I'll talk to you about the secret later, but one way you play the game will have a menu here for different actions. We do have an adventure log, but it's like kind of different in where it's located, and then I'm sure we'll have other shit to show up. We will have a mini map, not sure where at, or like that might be toggleable too, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep that in mind.
Easy.
And then also, by the way, for like if you're at full HP and like nothing is going on, I was just gonna make the status bars like fade out, you know, like. If you're not engaged in combat and you're like in the fucking like town, right?
Yeah, that makes
sense. There's no reason for them to be taking up real estate. Like, I was going to make all of the UI, you know, like, dynamically fade. You can go in the fucking menu, right, and be like, no, make it static, or persistent, or make it dynamic and get the fuck out of my way. All right, we have a question. When you want to expose a variable in the editor in Unity, do you make it public or do you make it private and add a serialized field attribute to it? I know
serialized,
you can do
baby.
most, but I don't use Unity, so I really we don't. I don't use Unity, you know. So I don't really know what you should do in Unity. This is like This is like a custom engine, so I mean the way it would work in our engine. Okay, yeah, you can answer this.
Yeah. So yeah, that's we can talk about how we handle that in Skype. But just like to quickly close the question.
Yeah. You paid money. Like, we'll fucking have to Google it if you don't know it.
Yeah, you never fucking want to have a public variable ever. I mean, there are probably reasons to have it, but if you think you like, if you have to ask a question, should I make variable public? Then the answer is almost always no, because you don't know why you should use it.
Yeah,
or like
okay,
whether
so
you should use it
not even from a Unity perspective. Yes, that's true of basically of good object-oriented design. So, okay, knowing that, yeah, I definitely feel more comfortable saying don't make it public.
Yeah,
that's like basic object-oriented architecture, like
you
good practices.
You have the fucking nice, you have the nice, neat little tag, serializable, and it makes everything work perfectly just the way you like it.
Unless you're a C programmer like I am in libgyro, and bitch, we don't even have fucking private and public, and we don't have, in C you don't have private and public, and there are no functions in classes. It's just public data. Dude, you didn't know that? Have you seen?
I didn't know that.
Dude, C is like the fucking holy shit, man. C is like fucking hardcore, like the limitations. All right, look. Here's libgyro. Here's our sensors. Look, structs literally only hold data. And then you just have public methods, and you pass them to that, or public functions. There's no such thing as classes or member functions or all this fancy object-oriented shit. Like, it's way more primitive than that.
God damn.
Hey, you guys can see this text, okay, right? We had to.
Yeah,
it looks okay.
I mean, I'm looking at.
Oh, I can increase the text size. Right. We had to reduce the fucking. We had to reduce the quality of the stream, and hopefully it won't drop as often for everyone. Everyone on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Looks like most people are on YouTube, actually, today. We're online on Twitch, right? Now that I made the font size bigger, is that better, or does it need to be one bigger? I can make it one bigger. Is that better? Because I was
we're live on Twitch, alright.
Okay. All right, well, let me know if you guys need the fucking font size even bigger. Okay, cool. Someone's on Twitch. I doubt anyone's on... I don't know if anyone's on Facebook. I can't see how many fucking people are here. Oh, the code still looks bad? Even after the size was made better? Fuck.
I can read it fine on YouTube.
YouTube, and it should be... Really? It should be worse on YouTube, I would think. Okay, all right. Fucking A. Is that better? Yeah, I mean, it is the resolution, but, like, that's what we're doing because the stream kept fucking dropping last time because of all the crazy routing shit going on, all the different hops going to Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Is that better? I can make it as big as we fucking need it, guys. Because we do the codes. Does it look... Anyone else? He says it looks okay.
Yeah, it looks fine for me.
Okay. All right. So where were we? We were talking about status effects and shit. So, okay, yeah, you're doing that. I actually don't care about the code. I just want to chat. That's cool, but trust me, a lot of people do care about the code. I'll make this size larger too if I use this fucking editor shit. But oh yeah, so Patrick, when we first started, like, no one did fucking shaders except for me, because that was what I did, and other people didn't know it. But Patrick has grown up. He's grown up and leveled up and shit, so he wants to be working on shaders now too, which means I'm having to do a little bit of extra engine work that normally, you know, I wouldn't be touching the engine this much. But to create like a more generic shader pipeline to make it easier to create materials and shit, custom shader wise. Because basically it was just, I was making the shaders. It didn't have to be that level of configurable through like the UI or through Lua. Probably I would have done that before I released the toolkit, but it wasn't a priority. So you'll see I did a shitload of stuff all week, but a lot of it is lower level engine shit, especially involving rendering. A lot of fucking rendering shit to talk about. Let's see. Oh, let me, no, we'll talk about that later. Let's see, Patrick. Sorry, I have like a list of the shit to talk about. So I'll keep talking about that. So a lot of what I did this week was working with making some of the rendering stuff a little more generic. So there have been a couple things in the renderer that like have kind of like become a little bit shitty as we've grown and like become more ambitious as a project. But it was never bad enough that I was like, oh, I'm not gonna fucking go work on the renderer now. I gotta work on gameplay. But since I'm doing it for Patrick, I'm really like, I'm doing a bunch of extra shit. Like, if I go back and revisit code, you know, I'm going to take care of all the fucking rest, you know, and refactor while I'm down there. One of the things is, so we're going to start from the lowest fucking level of the renderer, right? And then we're going to go up the stack. At the lowest level, the libgyro video API is like the thing that the engine and Elysian VMU and all of my work uses to render shit to the screen. So none of that is talking directly to OpenGL because we want to run Dreamcast, we want to run on all this shit that, you know, a lot of it doesn't have OpenGL. So it's using our API, a lot of which is modeled pretty closely to OpenGL. Like you'll see gyro, video, texture bind, alpha level blend mode, resolution, right? So that gets translated basically to OpenGL on the platforms that support it. It goes like directly into the Dreamcast PowerVR GPU, really low-level shit to the metal on the Dreamcast. One of the things that has kind of bitten us in the ass over development is I modeled this after OpenGL. And in case you didn't know, OpenGL is a miserable, resting fucking piece of shit. So one of the things OpenGL does that since the GL's times we've kind of learned as like rendering game development industry is a bad idea is it has global state. Meaning like gyro, video, texture bind, alpha level. Those are just things that you set globally and then they persist outside of where you rendered it. So I can go render a font, right, and set the texture to like some font and then set the blend mode to something. And then later on when I'm rendering another thing, if I don't reset all the shit the font set, then you fucked up the rest of the entire scene, right? So that's a very common like set of issues in OpenGL. It's just it's very error prone, and it you know I've run into a bunch of like bugs like that, and it's just I don't like that way of doing things. And not only that, but I started on, I told you guys, a Vulkan backend a long time ago. That is fundamentally not how the modern APIs work. That for one of these reasons. One, if you're always able to just dynamically change the state of the hardware, like out of your asshole at the low level, it makes the video drivers have to do a lot of extra shit and means that they cannot optimize as well as if they knew, okay, all of this is opaque. He's like, this scene doesn't have any alpha blending and shit like that. So that's, in Vulkan, you don't just get to change shit whenever you want. You have the concept of what a pipeline state is, and you have to configure it for the entire rest of the render. So in the interest of, I do find this a better architectural design, and in the interest of we 100% are going to fucking support Vulkan in the future, yeah, totally am swapping to more Vulkan style. So you'll see that I have... instead of having these global functions that I'm going to be getting rid of, like bind texture, set the alpha level, set the blend mode, I have a pipeline state object, which is analogous to, I forget, Vulkan something, which you set all this shit, so you're setting it for each material or each draw, you know what I mean? So it's not like It's not like, oh, it gets the alpha level from what was already set in the last thing. You know, you're fucking setting it explicitly every time. So that's more efficient. That's a better architectural design. That's something like it's bugged the fucking shit out of me. And I just wanted to go down and do that in libgyro while I was at it. And especially with people working on a web backend and a PSP backend, I wanted to do that before they started implementing too much of like the fucked up way. Why do some people still prefer to explicitly... Oh, god damn it, guys. You didn't mention that I wasn't showing you the code. That's okay. You didn't miss a whole lot. So here's the internal state, or the global state functions that I was telling you about. Gyro video text bind, gyro video alpha level that you can just call anywhere. Change any property out of your asshole, you know, and basically fuck it up. Dude, why does it keep swapping to yours, Patrick?
I don't know. If you click, I think if you click on yourself, you're gonna like lock, so it doesn't switch.
It's like swap it. Okay. God damn it. Yeah, here are the global functions that are tied. They're global, right? You can call these anywhere, and if you don't reset them, then the next draw call will use the same texture, will use the same alpha level. What are you doing, woman?
Making you warm.
Fuck. And then here is the new pipeline state that is, you know, the better, more object-oriented way of doing this, the more vulcanized way. What the fuck is this?
It's a baby towel.
Can you get me water while you're at it? I'm like dehydrated as fuck, please. Thank you. Alright, so why do some people prefer to explicitly declare a delegate when they can just use an action or a func? Isn't it less code? Is this like another Unity question? I don't... Patrick.
Wait, what?
Why do people still prefer to explicitly declare a delegate when they can just use an action or a func? Isn't it less code? Is this like is this like C#?
I know, that doesn't
I'm
sound
not a
like...
C# programmer, man.
I know, I don't see it deep in C Sharp either. I do mostly shaders.
Fuck.
So I'm not
You're
sure at
asking
this
the
point.
wrong questions, but let's fucking find out. Oh, yeah, well, sure enough, this is some fucking...
Wait, look real quick.
Woman!
Wait, where's the camera?
It's right here.
Oh.
What the fuck are you doing to the cat? What are you doing to him?
Jesus, guys, I don't even want to know.
Did you just give him a bath?
No, I'm putting him in baby.
Alright, let's figure this shit out together, because this guy just paid fucking money. You have an action delegate, a func delegate, working with delegates is C#. I'm assuming delegates are analogous to kind of Qt. Delegates, similar to function pointers, right, but they're type safe. Function pointers are type safe. Unless you cast them like an idiot. Programming function delegates. Okay. So there's no delegate in C++, but there's 100% all of the low-level primitives to make a delegate. So like most people have their own implementation of what a delegate is. So it looks like a delegate. They're usually doing it if they want to be able to like interchange the function, or they want to store it for later. If you have something that, you know, uses that where you can set like the function it uses to render or to like fucking check for collision or something, and maybe in one case you want to use a certain render function, and another one you want to use another one, you make it standard function is pretty damn close to a delegate. So it's Qt signals and slots. Anyway, with a delegate, you can basically interchange what function you're using. It's kind of like storing the function as a variable, right? So basically it's used for user-specified functions, where you can change the function out.
I'm not good with this sort of hypothetical questions, because if I cannot see a use for a thing, like I work a lot better from the other side, if you know what I mean. Like, there is a certain problem that we need to resolve, and then we're looking for solutions to that problem. Like asking why some people prefer, you know, to declare delegate when they can just, you know...
Well, no, if it were C or C++, I would have a very detailed answer.
It's like it's a very esoteric question, which I'm just like not...
It's just not my
I'm like, I don't know how to grapple with it.
Are you planning to do a PhD? You know, I wanted a PhD so badly, and I'm one fucking class away from my master's. and then I dropped out to work at AMD because it's fucking AMD, and I make a shitload of money, and I was like poor as fuck doing shit I wasn't that happy with in grad school. I 100% I need to get my fucking master's. Like, that's bullshit that I didn't finish. Can I have some water?
Oh yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Look at my hair.
Ew. It's disgusting.
That looks.
But
looks-
a PhD, I'm not sure. I would love to. Maybe I will. My dad, my biological dad that I lived with till I was like 12. He has like 3 PhDs, and he used to make fun of me like, "You don't have a fucking PhD. You better get a PhD." He's like, I was kind of berated as a child to get a PhD, so maybe I should do that just to fucking. Whoa, she's hot. I do agree. That's why I married that one. That's why I married it. That's why I put up with her. I'm just kidding, kind of. Not really.
What are you saying? Okay.
She actually knows how to program too. She's in fucking.
There you go, baby boy. Drink your milk.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
kick
she's
your
cool.
ass for calling her hot. Like, I can't be angry for you saying something that's just a fact and that I agree
Look,
with
this
you.
is Falco Stump.
Oh yeah, she's carrying my baby though. That makes her like spoiled goods. You don't want that.
I'm bored.
So tell us how it is working at a company like AMD. You know,
he has more flexibility at his job than I do.
yeah, no, they don't care what time I get up and go to work, and I work till sometimes I get to work at like fucking 1 in the afternoon and stay till like 11, and like anyway. Lately I'm very happy with my job. I am writing code every day. Now I am. I wasn't before because I was doing more bug fixy kind of shit, which was you would go like a week just wading through like AAA fucking games and like R shaders, and you don't have the source code to the games. Trying to find out, one of them was, why is Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, why is her hair all fucked up, you know? And like, I don't have the source code to her hair. I didn't write that fucking game, you know? And we're just trying to see from our end in the driver like what we can do, and that's not really my thing, you know. I don't like to debug other people's shit. I'm a system architect. I build gigantic systems like from scratch, you know. I'm good at like, I guess big picture and little picture, but I like to architect, you know. So I was doing bug fixes. So a lot of people love that, but it wasn't my cup of tea. But now I'm doing more tools related shit. Kind of actually gonna start doing some Qt stuff. Helping to build like profiling tools and like tools around the driver that interact with the driver and go in the driver. Anyway, is it as hard as it sounds? Yes. I'm not gonna lie, it is the most cognitively demanding job or thing other than Elysian Shadows that I've ever done in my life. They are a lot of very, very, very smart people, and usually if I go somewhere, like, I know everything that's going on, but like this industry and what we do is so fucking complicated that there are like guru driver engineers who don't know how to make a renderer like I do. Like they know every bit of the driver inside, but they don't know how to use it from the outside, you know? And that's okay, because they don't need to know it, and like it just kind of makes you realize how fucking huge this industry is, that like there are people who only live beyond this level and are amazing, and like all we see is up here, you know? So like now I'm seeing like, you know, you call GL draw arrays or something like that. Like that's, you don't know what the fuck that does, you know? And like I've used it a fuckload. I know what it's supposed to do, but like I never, you know, now I'm underneath that hood and it changes everything, and it's really fucking it's crazy. Like you learn so much. Just like I was using this shit my whole life, and now I get to see what the fuck it's actually doing, how things actually work, how functions that I thought would be super fast are fucking, why they're more expensive and slower, or why things I thought would be slow are actually fast. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I learn every fucking day I'm there. Like, there's just always shit to learn. It's fucking insane. My master's thesis involved NVIDIA, and then he went to work for AMD. Nah, my master's thesis was for GPU acceleration. Well, actually, no, it was on an NVIDIA platform. Okay, kind of indirectly. You need to fix that shit without access to the source code. Yeah, no, dude, Romeo, dude, yeah, imagine this. Like, it's insane. Like, I don't know how the fuck driver companies, like, operate. Can you imagine if I worked on ES like that? Okay, we get a beta build of a game, the new Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like the most advanced, massive AAA renderer created to this day, right? With all these rendering techniques we fucking don't even understand yet. We have no fucking direction. We play this game and, Lara Croft's hair, everything looks good, but her hair is kind of glitching a little bit. Like, where the fuck do you begin to start figuring out what's wrong? You know what I mean? It's a fucking art. You could go and never write a line of code for the driver, and just being able to do that is so important that you would still be like a super, super valuable employee there. Like, granted, that's not my cup of tea. I don't really, I'm not into fucking sleuthing the debugs that much. It's not, I didn't write the AAA game. I didn't write all the fucking driver code. Not my cup of tea, but like, I mean, you have to like do driver traces, see which DirectX calls they made, which ones they didn't make. You know what's even worse? Half of these games, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they have checks inside of them that if you attach a Visual Studio debugger to them, they automatically crash themselves. So not only do you not have the source code, you can't even attach a debugger to your own driver that is fucking running inside of these, okay? Oh my god. So half of this is dropping down to the lowest of low fucking levels and using command line WinDebug kernel debugger to look and query like driver buffers and like the actual physical hardware registers of the millions of fucking draw calls and complexity to see if like, maybe you set a register wrong or something. Like, it's fucking crazy. Let's see. Falco, I know you are a coder, but you are also an artist. Do you make art for your game, or do you have someone else do that art? Oh, I'm definitely not a fucking artist. Patrick is the artist. That's him. That's the guy.
Yo.
That's this dude.
Wait, let me get the...
That's what he's doing.
Peace.
I consider myself something of an artist because, like, I really like art. I can't do it for shit, but that's what I kind of consider rendering and computer graphics, is it's letting me use my fucking, like, autistic mathy shit to make something intrinsically artistic. I'm not making it, but I'm like working with Patrick to bring his shit to life. That's what gets me off about it. I love it. That's kind of why computer graphics and rendering is like a special thing for people like me who have no artistic talent whatsoever.
Fucking graphics is
Falco
the shit.
does art, it's just pictures of himself. That's true. That is actually
Patrick,
very
your
true.
art, your GUI look amazing, like the life slider.
Thanks.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
I'm trying now to make it look not messy because I have to gram fucking 4 people in there.
Yep.
Like the
First
fucking version
Yep.
was up the middle of the fucking screen. I'm like, now that can...
He has to cram 4 fucking people at the Dreamcast resolution. Another thing... Oh, yeah. Someone asked, are AMD GPUs inferior to NVIDIA generally? What the fuck? No?
I mean, the last GPU
okay. So I'm
was
going to say something that is... I'll give you an unbiased rundown. Hopefully I won't get in trouble. NVIDIA tends to have... We don't compete with NVIDIA on the highest end card. We don't have a fucking what is it, TI 2080 or whatever. We don't have that high. We don't make graphics cards that cost that much money. Okay, so they have the highest end card. Yes, because we don't compete at that level. We don't make graphics cards that cost people their fucking like entire paycheck to buy. We compete at the mid range, and in the mid range, no, we're not always inferior. There are things that sometimes we're better at that sometimes NVIDIA's better at. Historically, NVIDIA tends to be better overall at graphics. Their OpenGL drivers way the fuck better, but I think our DirectX 12 and Vulkan drivers better. But AMD historically is like king of compute, doing non-rendering tasks on the GPU. That's why people want us for Bitcoin mining. You know what I mean? Like, so think about why does everyone want AMD instead of NVIDIA for Bitcoin mining? Historically, our architecture lends itself better to doing things like physics or collision detection or like general or Bitcoin mining, general purpose compute and GPU processing tasks. We tend to be better at that because of like asynchronous compute and a bunch of other things.
Boom! Fits! Check it out.
Oh yeah, that's a
But
good idea. It's not a bad
And
idea.
then
the only thing is the black on the bottom. Look at the black on the bottom. Like it's
oh,
double line.
that's because I'm like zoomed in at like wrong. That's
Okay.
actually a tangent. Okay, here
Yeah.
you go. I offset it by 2 more pixels, especially for you. So yeah, essentially now we can, we can scale, we can paste, we can have like the menu icon here, however the bug it is, and then the buffs can just accumulate behind
And there's
the
plenty of space for my
menu.
menu to the left. Yeah, that looks.
And then we can also slowly scroll them. So like, we could have them extend all the way
Oh,
behind.
dude, did
the
you
button.
fit the experience bar too?
Yep.
Oh
I
shit!
sure as did.
I was like, I asked for that, and I'm like, never mind. There's no way in fuck he's gonna be able to fit that. Oh shit.
Not
You
my
do
bad.
something like Octopath and Final Fantasy 12 did, where you can have 3 icons, but if there's more than 3, it filters, like it slides between them, right?
Final Fantasy 12 didn't do that.
Well, they had one that you cycled through, right, for the status icons.
Yeah.
Octopath had 3, or it's like 3 or 2, and then it will cycle through.
Oh, you're talking about status icon.
Yeah,
Never mind. I thought you meant party members. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's only 4 rooms for. Right. Yeah. That's another thing is you can.
Yeah, and scroll them.
So
Yeah.
definitely, if you show it in the scene on the player too, like we also show the HP gauge in the actual combat in the scene. So that's another thing. I sure wish I knew where my scripter was, Jacob, so we could pull up the gameplay shit, because I'm working on the renderer and the graphics are fucked right now. Let's see. Graphics programming, I suppose that could be considered an artist. Respect for having to figure that shit out one way or another. My goodness, scary deep shit. Yeah, dude, it's fucking traumatic. Absolutely fucking traumatic.
How much you can scale the Dreamcast on the screen? Can you get the full HD?
Hell fucking no. No, it's 640 by 480. That's it.
Yeah, but like, is it like scalable? Like PC, it will use all the screen size, or it will be like a small box in the middle of the screen?
Oh, dude, that's up to the monitor. A monitor will scale it. That has nothing to do with the raw output.
Yeah.
That's the monitor's job.
Yeah. I'm asking about the monitor, what it will do.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
no, it definitely will scale it, 100%. I can show you.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't have retro consoles right now, so
Here, let's see.
I never tried it on an old console.
Here.
Old stuff.
All right, let's see. Where's my shit? Where's my shit?
There is any way to make the scalable better from the output of the
Yes,
engine?
I'll explain that in just a sec. Okay, can you see me?
Okay.
Okay, so I set up my fucking camera. It's pretty fucking sweet, so I can show you on the phone. Let's see. So I did a whole bunch of setup on my fucking, goddamn it, on my home studio shit. I can show you some of that. Oh my god, my fat ass fingers are fucking up the phone. Okay, so back here, it's kind of hard to see, is with all this fucking food and shit. Back here's a Dreamcast, right? That's where my Dreamcast sits on my desk, hidden behind my monitor. So this monitor has a built-in KVM, or a built-in switch that lets me swap to VGA. So if I just push the input button a few times, you'll get to Dreamcast video out. Where's my fucking Dreamcast? Did it come unplugged? No, it didn't. Oh shit, yeah, it did kind of. Okay, hold on. Okay. So I'm just gonna show you. Nope, one more, I think.
Oh, I do remember
There we
playing
go. That's 640 by 480 on the Dreamcast. That's the Dreamcast outputting for the monitor.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we lost you. We lost the camera?
Yeah,
I don't know why my fucking phone does this shit. Okay. Oh, it just said low battery, so it just shit itself. So yeah, that's what it looks like, dude. That looks so fucking good on a VGA monitor. But
Nice.
okay, so what I was going to say is, bye.
If I remember, I did try to do the Sony, and it looked like awful.
Yeah,
on the
it looks
screen
like
when I
complete
tried
shit
it.
because it doesn't actually render to progressive scan. Dreamcast has 480p support natively. It's that's why it's aged so much fucking better than the other ones. It's amazing. It looks like as sharp as a PC game. So the problem is that 640 by 480 is not a 16:9 ratio, right? It's 4:3, which is like fundamentally different from most monitors. So if you paid attention, you can see that there are letterboxes on the sides. You know? There will either be like a letterbox on the side or it will stretch.
Okay.
So, one of the solutions that some of the smarter indie games do on Dreamcast is it can't go above 640 by 480, but it has, you can scale down to the closest thing to 640 by 480, but that meets a 16:9 aspect ratio, right? So you're actually outputting in widescreen. It's not HD, but it's widescreen. So when it gets scaled, it's pixel perfect at 16:9.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it looks better, right? So that is a popular way to do it. That does just naturally look like great, right? It's the exact same proportion, same ratio. That's what we're planning to do in Elysian Shadows. That's what our publisher did with fucking Pure Solar. I can get that out in a sec or later and show you. Is you can select whether you do that or not. The only problem with doing that is you're already at 640 by 480. You're going down. You know, you're losing a little bit of real estate doing that, right?
Yeah.
I need to figure out what the exact resolution was like that. It was like 500 something by like 580. I forgot by 4.
That sounds way too old.
I forgot. No, dude, not that. Dude, PSP is way the fuck worse. The Sony PSP is way the fuck worse.
Yeah.
Original iPhone was worse. Like, it's not that bad. Hold on. What's the 3DS?
Yeah, but I mean, it was so long ago.
No, dude, the Nintendo 3DS resolution. It's not that long ago.
Never. Yeah. Nintendo 3DS should have the same.
800 by 240. That's shit. 800 by 240. Is that even 800?
What? 800 by...
No,
that's like a
it's
fucking...
not, no.
That's impossible.
That's impossible. What
do you mean it's
Maybe
impossible?
1,000 and 200.
What are you talking about?
Well,
Like 800 by 240 is like a fucking strip of bullshit.
yeah, it's strip.
You can't have fucking gaming like that.
What do you dude? What do you think the PSP is? Dude, you guys are like,
Is PSP seriously that fucking long?
dude, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, it's 400 on 240 pixels.
400 by 240 and 320 by 240 on the bottom. Right.
Yeah. Weird 8. Oh,
800.
wait. Oh,
Dude,
it's because
look.
no. It's because there is 2 screens. From
Yeah.
top to bottom. There is
So
2
you
screens
add
to
the
400.
240, so it's really
Okay,
so it's a little bit bigger than Dreamcast. 800 by
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's really 800 by what is that? 240 or 480. It's a little bit bigger than Dreamcast.
So it's 100 by 480.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking tiny. Like, Dreamcast is not much smaller than that.
That's fucking,
and,
that's
like,
fucking
they're
nice.
still making 3DS games. So, like, no, it's not that old to be at that resolution. It's
No,
really not.
3DS is the, 3DS
Like, dude,
is the baller.
people overestimate, like, yeah, if you're a PC gamer and you're not in touch, no offense, with, like, handhelds, yeah, but, like, dude, they're still making 3DS games. It's really not that big of a deal.
I don't know. The 3DS is still surviving, but
Dude,
sure.
it's fucking amazing. I love the 3DS.
I mean,
No,
I have
it's
the
fucking
Switch.
a
I have the
console which
Switch,
has-
and it's
I
amazing.
I still
but-
like 3DS better than the Switch because the Switch's battery life is so fucking terrible. I hate it.
Dude, yeah, 3DS stays alive for fucking ages. Like, this bitch doesn't die.
All
And
right.
that's a case for a low power computing if you ever had one.
Nice.
Real
Franco, we
quick,
have a dude who wants to join a team.
join the team to do what? I don't see that.
Level
real quick.
design, PP.
Oh, what?
I
Really?
asked-
All right, fucking.
Yeah, I asked
get
him
in
to
touch
join a
with
hangout
us
that we
later.
talked about.
What C++ books do you recommend? I just bought Programming Principles and Practices using C++. So my plan tomorrow is to record my first video for my new just general game development talk show series for YouTube, where the first episode is my top 10 most highly rated and suggested books for game development. Okay, so not to sound arrogant, the problem with me is I'm really, really fucking good at C++. I don't find any merit whatsoever in owning a book like Teach Yourself. I own Sam's Teach Yourself C++ in 21 Days and a couple other ones, but I don't ever look at them. You know, if I'm going to buy a C++ book, it's not going to be just on the general language. It's going to be on something very specific, like hand optimized C++ or like C++
How to make sex boxes
11
C++.
and 14 or C++ templates is my favorite book. You know, so I only... A trend with my collection is like I go for depth of knowledge with my books, and I just buy a breadth of books because I think that's a lot more valuable than just getting one book that just kind of, at least from my experience level. You know, if you're not if you haven't been doing it for as long as I have, then yeah, you're gonna be better off with like a book that's more of a survey. But yeah, so honestly, that means that I can't really give you much of a good suggestion there. The book that literally taught me how to program C and C++ was Sam's Teach Yourself C++ in 21 days. That was literally the one that taught me. I don't remember if it was good, though. I really don't. And I was like 14, so the language was hard as all fuck. So I don't know how much of it was just the language was fucking hard, or if Sam's Teach Yourself C++ sucked. I don't know, but I learned from it, so it's doable. That's really the only good one. Am I good at math? I guess. Like, I always... Alright, well, here's how I can explain it. In high school, I was I was on the low end of the highest advanced math class. So I was in like AP calculus, but I was one of the worst students. You know what I mean? So I was like at the dumb end of the smart people in math. So that's my background. That's how I've been at math my whole life. But if I've done it a lot for like game development, then I'm really fucking good at it, right? I'm really fucking good at matrices, linear algebra. But in general, was I better at math than an average person? Fuck no. No.
Bro, you're like hella smart. You're like the smartest person I ever met.
Smart math people. Yeah, well, thanks. But like, a lot of it is I try really fucking hard, and I dedicate myself.
Another explanation is you enjoying what you do now, so it's not like school.
Right.
Yeah, I would say like the generic advice to learn any
sort of
programming
language
would be to find yourself a
program. No, I was not good at math in high school. I got good at math after, yes, because, and even into college when I was starting to, after, like in graduate school, I'll have a math class, and I'll be like, this is fucking like, I think the way that math is taught is fundamentally fucked up for people who are intelligent and actually want to learn math. The people who do well in math classes literally don't even know what the fuck that math means. Like, they could be on the street and, like, need to solve a problem, and they're not gonna fucking know, like, reduce row echeloning this, or what these matrix transformations can be used to do, and the way that they represent things spatially. They don't fucking know that. They know, if you give me a problem that looks exactly like this, I fucking follow these steps, and I get an answer. You know what I mean? So I think math classes are taught fundamentally fucking, like,
you wanna hear a funny anecdote, Falco? That perfect
Welcome to school.
About math? So when I was in fucking high school, I had to I took advanced math and I struggled with it a lot because I was just too slow, right? Like for example, an example from trigonometry, I would have to derive for myself all of the trigonometrical transformations first so that I could use them, and then like the teacher is like, dude, just learn the problems by heart. Just the problems you have on a test are derived from the problems that you have in a book. Just learn the solutions to those problems by heart, and you can ace the test. I'm like, fuck this shit. Like, that ain't math, that's memorization.
Right.
I was terrible at math until I found video games and started programming them, and then I learned pretty much all that I've been taught in school. That was better and fun.
Right. So I can give an example. I took a linear algebra class in college and learned fucking nothing. I didn't do particularly well. I think I made a B. I learned nothing. You know what linear algebra is? It's the fucking basis of all of 3D programming, all of 3D graphics, right? And then now I'm pretty fucking good at that now. You know what I mean? So that's to give you like an idea, a perspective on how shittily like class and coursework translates to real fucking knowledge of it. He's saying ours, like he still has a dog in this fight. I didn't mean any disrespect. I thought he was neutral at this point.
That was about the AMD versus Nvidia. That was when you were talking
really?
about
He's saying ours, like he still has a dog in the fight. What? Of course I have a fucking dog in the fight.
Yeah.
I get this is like my entire well-being is literally based on AMD's well-being. I definitely have a dog in the fight of AMD, but that being said, like I think I'm pretty fucking impartial. You can't call me biased when I literally said that in general Nvidia tends to be better at graphics and we tend to be better at compute. So I definitely have a dog in the fight, but I don't think it's blinding me or anything.
Yeah.
Hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. I'm very committed. I could put in work about 30 or more hours. What the fuck?
That was the guy who was talking about.
Yeah, you need to join Discord after this.
Yeah. I told him
join
to
the
join
disc and send pics. Yep, that definitely. Yep. Mr. Jigen, what's up, guys? Not much, man. Let's see what phone you got. Me? Oh, a piece of shit. iPhone 5S. I think is currently the oldest iPhone that still is supported, and it's about to be not supported. So it's a complete piece of shit. Let's see. Spiffy joined the hangout. Oh, shit. Someone paid money. What's your favorite game from the 16-bit era? God damn it. That's really hard to pick one.
The fucking Sonic, man. Just pick Sonic.
I mean, it has to be a 2D RPG, but... Dude, Sonic is one of my favorites. It's like, so I really like 2D RPGs, but from the 16 era, I really, really grew up. I didn't like RPGs until I was like a teenager. When I was a kid, and still, I never lost my love for platformers.
Dude, the thing that you showed me...
Okay, I have to say probably Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, that's a fair.
Chrono Trigger, and then FF6 and Secret of Mana are up there. Oh no, Mario RPG's up there too. Fuck, Mario RPG is one of my favorite games ever. But like that's all like fucking Mario World, Yoshi's Island, Kirby Superstar was like one of my favorite fucking games. You know what I mean? Like, I have to say the platformers are up there too. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite. I guess it has to be Chrono Trigger, which is stereotypical as fuck. But that game was really fucking good. But dude, like the platformers are fucking up there.
Bro, the shit that Sonic did with
Knuckles. Dude, and I'm not even thinking. Why am I not thinking about the Genesis? Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, the expandable
I have both, dude. Oh yeah. Oh, dude.
Amazing.
Sonic. The older I get, the more I understand how fucking insane Sonic was. Like, Mario owned the fucking world, right? Nintendo had a fucking chokehold on the world, and by 1993, Sega went from nobody to they owned more of the game market than Nintendo did because of fucking Sonic. I mean, you go back and play like Mario World versus like Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Mario World, it's like the continuation of like Mario Bros. 3, like a 2D tile-based like platformer. Sonic 1, you're fucking like going so goddamn fast. Like, I've never seen a Super Nintendo game go that fast. Doing fucking loop-de-loops with the most realistic physics I've ever seen in a fucking game. Like, Sonic is a really, really fucking big deal. That's why
multi-track levels and shit.
People are fucking retarded. Like, this pisses me off. Sonic games right now suck ass. But all these fucking hipster, like, there's a new generation of like millennial fags who all they know is Sonic sucked, and then they go, "Oh, Sonic was never that good. Oh, Sonic, he's just overrated. He was never that good." Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no, Sonic the fucking Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles were a huge, huge fucking deal, and to this day are incredible games. Like, anyone who says, that's like the new hipster fag thing to say, oh, it's not just that Sonic sucks now in 3D, he was never good. Are you fucking kidding me? Sonic's a huge fucking deal.
Yep.
Huge fucking deal. Let's see. Got a question. How come in certain games on the PS2 can output 720p, but the Dreamcast can only output 480p? That is actually not... Okay, the PS2 can't really do 720p. It's rendering to a lower resolution image internally, but the software is able to upscale it. The PS2's output is programmable, right? The Dreamcast is not. So they can render it in hardware and then upscale it to like whatever the fuck they want. Like one game did 1080p. That doesn't mean the game is actually running at that. That means that they're doing it, upscaling it in software and shipping that out to you. That's not the same thing as it. The PS2 is not actually running at 720. And that is done very, very, very rarely on a select few games where they have the graphical power to spare, whereas every single Dreamcast game, I can put the bitch in, and it's doing native 480p. You know what I mean? So that's not really a fair comparison to say. and Dreamcast is doing 480p in hardware. When PS2 is doing shit like that, the hardware, the dumb analog level hardware is outputting, yes, a higher resolution signal, but the GPU is rendering to a lower resolution frame buffer, and it's being upscampled. Dude, I'm about to have to grab some water. I'm fucking getting dehydrated talking so much after I drank all this coffee. Will you take over for just a sec while I piss and grab water?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Alright, I'm gonna leave you with Patrick's beautiful, beautiful bald head. I'll be right back. Tell him good things.
I just started writing a shader, but I can switch to Photoshop work. Alright.
Yeah, you can be doing shader shit. That's cool.
Yeah, but that's Unity though. Alright, let's see from all of the questions. How come smart people never think they're smart? The Dunning-Kruger effect. So basic. I know, like there is a Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Like the less you know, the more you think you know of the world and everything, and that your opinion matters and is valuable. And the more you actually know, the more you realize how little you know about shit. And then obviously it's that's why it's helpful to be very well, not egomaniac or narcissistic, but like be somewhat on that scale. So like your ginormous ego can protect you from the crushing realization that there are so many more people who are so much better than you and you're insignificant. So yeah, basically have a grand old ego. That helps. As you know, so like right now my company dissolved, so now I'm applying for new work, and one of my art tests is to write a water shader, which I never written a water shader, but I've written all of the components of it for various other effects. I'm like sitting here, I'm like, that's all of that seems easy except refraction. So I guess I'm gonna sit down and like look into how to do refraction, maybe ask Falco some questions, and then in the process I'm gonna start slowly working on like water shader for Elysian Shadows, because I think that would be cool to have like animated dynamic water and not fucking bullshit static sprite flipping. But that can everyone do.
Wait, what happened? Like the company didn't make enough money from the VR game, so
Oh no. It was expected that the first game is gonna be a loss, because you know whenever you start a company, usually first 2-3 years are on a loss, no matter what's the market. And
yeah.
Video game is very hit driven. It's just that the VR market wasn't growing fast enough that they decided to cut their losses.
That's fine explanation, I guess.
I mean, it's perfectly reasonable, right? And like I don't hold them against it. It's a perfectly valid business decision, and you know,
There is more work in Cyprus in game development. I know there
used to be, but I was a little bit late on the train, so I'm basically I'm leaving this island at the end of the month, so I'm fucking have to move my life all over again. So that's gotta be fun. But I have a chance at working at Rovio, which is like one of the biggest game publishers on mobile, so that's gonna be fun. As a technical artist, like a good salary and shit. Yeah, future is looking good.
All right. Do you think the GD-ROM format is why the Dreamcast failed? No. 100% fuck no. Hell fuck. Okay. Dude, the Dreamcast has so much fucking going for it that it's almost universally accepted now that no matter... It's universally accepted it was an amazing console. It was ahead of its time. I'm about to show you that it had motherfucking downloadable content, DLC, in Sonic Adventure in 1998 in Japan, the same year Ocarina of Time came out. It was a huge fucking deal. Everything it did was like the most groundbreaking shit ever. It had nothing to do with the Dreamcast. It failed because Sega fucked... Their Genesis was on top of the world. Everyone liked Sega. Then instantly they released the Sega CD. Then they released the Sega 32X. Then they pulled the plug on both of those and released the Saturn. All within a few years. The Saturn was really hard to fucking develop for. It was like, it had dual cores before anyone could do dual cores. They betrayed their customers by like dropping support for so much shit and then creating so many different add-ons. They pissed them off. They pissed off the retailers for like fucking like, oh yeah, now we're dropping Sega 32X after you just bought all these Sega 32Xs, you know? And they basically shit all over their customers and pissed off so many people that The Dreamcast did not stand a fucking chance. Go back and look at the reviews for the Dreamcast. It was almost all like, wow, this is fucking amazing. This is amazing. Even after the PS2 launched. Every game that's on Dreamcast and PS2, I challenge you, they're all better on Dreamcast. They are literally all fucking better on Dreamcast. It's just, no, it was not an objective thing. It was like, most people were not paying attention to the fucking Dreamcast. Because, one, they didn't think it would be good because Sega had already fucked up. They didn't trust Sega. And because the PlayStation 2 was right around the fucking corner, why would you invest in Dreamcast? And Sony is, like, advertising out the fucking ass for PS2 while Sega couldn't afford that kind of ad campaign. And Sony was lying out the fucking ass about the PS2 doing 66 fucking million polygons a second, while Sega's being honest that the Dreamcast is like 3 to 5 a second. Which it turned out to be a complete 100% fucking lie for the PlayStation 2. So no, dude, the GD-ROM format holds like 1.5 gigs or something. The PSP had UMDs, which were like about the same fucking thing, smaller size. That didn't kill the PSP. The LameCube had the little fucking discs, which were about the same thing as a GD-ROM. That didn't kill the LameCube. There's nothing intrinsic to GD-ROM that would have killed the Dreamcast. No. I mean, yeah, it would have been cooler if the Dreamcast had a DVD drive, but at the same time, it would have cost more, you know? Would that have made any fucking difference whatsoever in the outcome? No. No fucking way. How much time do you actually spend on reading those books, Falco? It depends. I don't normally do just structured reading. Like, I want to do it more. Sometimes I'm really good about I'll read like an hour a day here and there. Like, you know, I want to start learning more about this. But usually it's, I want to implement this in ES, or I need this. Then I'll spend like, binge read like fucking 7 hours and become an expert at it. And then I'll do it. You know what I mean? That's more my relationship with my books, although I'm trying, like, as of now, I would like to do more structured reading. And sometimes I do, and I just kind of, depending on what's going on in my life, it's in and out. It's been so long since Patrick has been here. Agree. About to go out for an hour. Hit me up on Discord. The average person didn't take AP Calculus. I think he's smarter. Okay, two things. One, AP was a choice in my school, and I was like, fuck this. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't take AP. I took AP English, AP History, AP Biology, AP Computer Science, and AP, I might have already said calculus. So, also, I made the worst grade in the class, well, me and one other kid, we made a D on one of the tests. So bad, my fucking calculus teacher, Miss Schutzbox, called my fucking mommy and daddy and were like, oh, your fucking kid didn't do well in calculus, and I got in trouble. So, like, to be fair, I wasn't really good enough to be an AP Cal either. So, school does anything that's killing curiosity. No, not necessarily. Especially in graduate school, it's gotten to the point where school, it introduces me to things I wouldn't otherwise be introduced in. Like, you know, I'm a game developer, maybe I wouldn't be looking into fucking, like, networking. I definitely wouldn't have had this interest in the hardware and shit if it weren't for school introducing it to me. Or like some mathematical concept. It's good for, it'll introduce it to you, and then after the teacher teaches me and I learn absolutely nothing, I swear half the time I would go immediately home and then research it myself and teach it to myself the right way. So it's good at telling you, like, this is a thing, you can decide if it's an important thing, and decide if you want to invest the time into fucking learning it correctly, right? That's what I used to do. Still in AP Calculus, the class is hard. Oh, dude, just wait for Cal B. Oh, wait, no, AP is Cal A plus Cal B. Cal C is easier. It's a lot easier. It gets easier. How come smart people never think they're smart? Probably because they're not smart, and they just try really hard. Anyone else notice that? Because they know how much they don't know. That's true. Maybe because they think wow, they're smart, they make up for it, and they become smart, but still think they're stupid. I mean, I know as a kid, and like compared to other people, like how quickly things click for me. Like to this day, like you introduce me to a new concept, I'm a very slow learner. Like I've always been that way. So instead of like feeling emo and feeling like shit about myself, like okay, I'm slow, but I'm fucking thorough. Like when I learn slow, like fine, I'm fucking slower than all you fuckers. But when I know it, like okay, motherfucker, I can derive all the goddamn equations. You know, I could write this shit myself because I learn slowly, whatever. Like I'm not as fast as everyone else. I take my time. I learn fucking deliberately. It's like it doesn't. Yeah, like innately, I know things don't click as fast for me as other people. I struggle with abstraction. That's been a thing my whole fucking life. Probably when I'm writing my own engine. Apple supports their products. Oh, yeah, I know, right? I thought he stopped working for AMD. What? No, I definitely did not start working. What about Sonic Mania? Exactly. Sonic Mania came out and is so fucking good. It's hilarious how it, like, the Sonic game before Sonic Mania, oh, Sonic was never good. Sonic Mania comes out, oh, this is a return back to, like, the glory days of Sonic. Yeah, so I agree. Sonic Mania was amazing. Sonic Mania is the best Sonic game, without a doubt. Like, it's fucking fantastic. I have a clear file on Sonic Mania where I got Super Sonic, Super Knuckles, Super Tails, Super Ray the fucking squirrel, and Super Mighty the armadillo, all of them. And then I started a second file that was just Sonic, because my Sonic clear was with Sonic and Tails, just to have a Sonic alone clear, but I don't think I finished that one. So I was obsessed with it. Game journalists don't know shit. I can't comment on that one in case there's one in here. I don't want them to talk shit about ES. Are you considering having Elysian Shadows on the Switch? Fuck yeah. It's a matter of resources. Like, the engine was written literally so that it's easy as fuck to move shit around. Like, it's easy as shit. It's always been that way. I won't have the time to dedicate to, like, Switch and PS4 and all that shit until after the initial release. And I don't have the resources right now to get a fucking Switch dev kit. So, you know, maybe, like, get a publisher. But, yeah, definitely interested. It used to be that Watermelon Games, our publisher, was going to let us log in remotely and use their dev kits and all that shit. But they went under, so we'll figure something out. But that kind of shit, that's a later consideration. Am I open to it? Absolutely. The smarter you are, the more depressing life is. Yup. That's why when I went to go piss, I just took my antidepressant. That's how fucking true that is. So Patrick is an artist, but he messes around in Unity. Yes. Hey, using Mob Crush to stream to multiple platforms? Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. So you are on YouTube. We're also on Twitch and Facebook right now. Yes, it's correct. That's not the way I have taught it. 0 points. Oh, yeah. What's the echo from? Oh, shit. Is it from my phone?
Sure.
Is there an echo?
It could be also... I don't think it's from me. But, like,
no,
my
shit's
headset,
muted.
that's...
I don't know. I don't fucking know. Alright, holy shit. I caught up on those comments. Oh, okay, so... I don't know how much of this code you guys want to hear. So I did so much fucking work this week, and it's going to be fucking amazing because it's computer graphics shit. It's just like... it's so deep fucking dive to see it, and it's not... It's so not done. You want to see what the renderer looks like right now? Because I just ripped it all to fuck. Because there's been like this mental queue of shit building up in my head. I went to work for AMD, right? And I learned so much about computer graphics. So fucking much. That I'm like, oh my god, I need to go work on the renderer. I need to redo the renderer. And I'm like, no. This game is fucking late right now. You cannot do that. You cannot fucking do that. You cannot do that. But it's gotten to the point where, like, literally it needs, like, now I actually have a reason to do it. So now I can do it what I wanted to do, but couldn't justify earlier. Like, starting to work at AMD has, like, broadened my rendering horizon so fucking much. And, like, my own work does not reflect that yet, you know. It's like that's what this is going towards, among other things. It has to be done, especially for some of the Dreamcast build shit. Patrick wants to work on shaders, which he can't do until that's done. It definitely was going to start causing problems in other ways.
Nah, but it's gonna be pristine, don't worry.
Holy
gonna go
shit,
cut
you
you
guys
off.
are still making this game. We definitely are, Stalker. Your advertisement tweet brought me here. Said mob crush and found myself on YouTube. Oh shit. Oh, I forgot. I didn't tweet that. I guess it's set up to Twitter automatically. Well, Jesus fucking Christ. Explain please ambient occlusion. What's your favorite CG technique or which you can... Okay. Just so you know, like, ambient occlusion is a huge fucking deal. Patrick, take over for a sec. I gotta grab a book to make sure that...
Yeah.
I know the overview. I gotta make sure I'm... Like, let me look at the book while I'm explaining it so I know I'm 100% accurate.
Yeah, so like fucking surface, like the fucking screen space ambient occlusion, yeah, that's a bitch. Like I know what it is. I have like vaguest idea how I could begin writing something like it, but fuck details. Right now I'm fucking with the fucking vertex shader. It ain't working the way I want. As in, it ain't working at all. Oh wait, maybe I need to fucking turn on animated shaders in the preview.
Can we all just give praise to the gods at Crisis that made this technique a bit more viable?
The ambient occlusion?
Yeah,
Ambient
it's made my life so much better. I don't know about you guys.
Jesus. Dude, yeah, I mean, vast majority of fucking game developers, like nowadays you just have to tick a box and you have automatic ambient occlusion.
Visual scripting for shaders is amazing. It's so much easier to make 99% of the shaders.
Visual scripters for shaders is the biggest cancer upon the industry.
Depends for who.
Like some people,
What?
basically because
iPhone needs to cool down before you use it. My iPhone is literally fucking overheating right now. Why?
LOL. Because it's
They
like
can't-
trying to stream a webcam or something.
Dude, oh my...
Oh,
what
yeah,
is this fucking...
If it used the camera...
What is this app doing, dude? My phone has never been this hot in my fucking life using it.
Oh, it's because the camera, probably you're still using the camera.
Yeah.
In the Google, and it's hitting. There is no cooling system on the camera chip.
Are you fucking... I didn't know that. This has never happened in my fucking life. Okay.
It's pretty much happening to each phone that you're taking a video for more than 2 minutes.
Dude,
It's
I
just
did not know
becoming
that.
super hot.
Wow.
Hey,
And it's taking the
Falco.
battery.
I have actually a question.
Yeah.
Shader question.
Yeah.
So if I declare, you can see my shit right now, yeah?
What?
So
what is
if
this?
I declare,
HLSL?
oh, that's just a fucking.
What?
That's
What
a
language?
Unity shader.
Okay.
GC. So
Okay.
HLSL. So if I declare a variable like float bullshit, BS here, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which basically is in the block of code which is being run for every single pixel that's visible for that material.
Mm-hmm.
Does it actually create it on fucking runtime all the time, or like?
Oh
basically...
yeah, fuck yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, what else? What
okay,
else
so-
would it do? What else
Yeah,
would it do?
because I don't know. It
What
could
were you
do some
thinking it would
fucking
do?
like. Maybe it would do some optimization when it would pull it out of from here to general context when it doesn't have to run it on.
Oh no. I know what you're saying. No, it's not. Never mind. Yeah, I mean it's still allocating it at runtime either way. But no, it's fine. It's fine if you put it there. It's not going to make any performance difference.
Yeah, alright. Because like basically when I saw,
Actually, it might be more efficient to put it there because it would probably
in the
be able
block?
to be stored in a register if you put it there. If you put it elsewhere, it needs to be accessible from outside that scope, so it might have to be stored in global memory. That might be how this works. That probably definitely put it there.
Yeah, I mean, I
will
was just
probably
saying
be in a register.
Yeah, so
register.
that explains a lot of because like you've seen like shader graph shaders, like shader graph is the sort of like a visual scripting.
Oh yeah.
Shader language. When you actually look at the code of it, the bullshit that it's spewing and generating is literally unreadable. Like it's fucking.
Oh yeah, I'm
pain in the
not
ass.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
That's
shader
what-
optimizations.
depends on the software. I mean, depends on the solution. There was a couple that were rather amazing. There is a couple that are just
Yeah, well-
splitting shit. It's the same with Blueprint too. There is like visual scripting, like amazing visual scripting in Unity that give you like access to the code, and the code look okay, and there is one that it is unreadable.
Kaya Eric, what do you do at AMD? I am on the DirectX 12 driver team. I work on DirectX 12 on AAA titles for Windows. Which is funny because like I am a OpenGL guy and a Vulkan guy, but I'm on the DirectX 12 team. But I mean that's where the industry is, you know, that's where all the exciting shit is, so whatever. I suck it up. I don't use Windows, I don't use DirectX 12. And when they interview me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking Linux OpenGL or Mac Linux OpenGL Vulkan guy. They're like, okay, you want to come work for us? Like, sure. So it's funny. I found my book on ambient occlusion. Just give me just a sec to answer other questions because this is not trivial. The minute you open the page of ambient occlusion, there's a fucking calculus, a fucking partial integral. So yeah. Does Falco ever study the engines of AAA game companies like EA? Yes, I do. Not that much the engines. I study the fuck out of the renderers. Honestly, the only engine that I've ever really studied... Okay, so I've studied Unity, and then I don't build my engine based on what other people are saying is the way to do it. I'm pretty opinionated. I know exactly what I want to build. Based on my own research and not really necessarily into other engines. But one thing I will say is that I own an engine book called Game Engine Design or whatever, which will be on the video tomorrow, my top 10, as one of my top 10. It's written by the lead engine programmer at Naughty Dog who develops Crash Bandicoot for, Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, like literally one of the smartest guys in the industry talking about one of the best engines in the industry, his engine. And that's the only time I really looked into one. And you know how I know this is a good book and a good engine? Because it's almost exactly like my engine. so like I'm pretty like confident in my own design decisions. You know, when I'm like, I wonder what Naughty Dog's doing. I'm like, oh yeah, well yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing this shit too. Like they do a whole fuckload the same way. It's a great book. I'm gonna mention it tomorrow. But I study rendering engines. Yes, that's different. I'm very confident as an engine programmer, as an engine architectural guy who like designs and architects this grand thing called an engine. I'm not on that level of expertise yet with the overall renderer. You know, I'm getting there. I work at AMD. That's one of the reasons I'm working there. But yeah, so I'm more self-conscious and more surveying what's around. It's like when I got hired at AMD or interviewed, the first thing I did was I studied the fuck out of Grand Theft Auto 5, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Doom 4 renderers, like the fuck out of them, and a few other ones. Can I code C++ in Unity? I don't think you can, right? Yes, you can. Okay, I don't know. What's with all these Unity questions?
No, you cannot use C++.
Sharp, yeah.
I didn't know if you could, obviously, but I didn't know if you could. Someone told me you could load DLLs. Someone told me that.
They want to expand.
But you can't,
They want
right?
to expand into that fucking. I'm not sure, but they want to expand into that. Remember, I sent you an article about some like boosted C#. They want to allow people access to that. They have some like fucking boosted functions or some shit.
C# is a good language still, though.
There is two things about Unity. The first one is the engine is C++, so if you have the access to the engine itself, that you need to ask and pay for it, you can use C++ in the engine side, but they have a compiler, the ILL2CP or something like that, that is compiling the C# into C++ when you do a build, and it should be almost the same result as writing the code in C++. They really pushed it like 2 years ago.
Wait. Wait, did you just argue that something that's JIT compiled is going to be the exact same as writing in C++?
It's IL2CPP. It's a Unity compiler.
No, that is not the same thing. Oh, really? That's what Java and C# have said for the last decade, and it's bullshit. Bullshit.
Wait, I'm saying...
Show me the numbers. Bullshit. If they did that, then they have literally solved the biggest problem. Then Java and C# have just killed C++. Then why would anyone ever use C++ again?
Sending you the link.
I don't believe that for a fucking second. Maybe for standard, like, non-optimal, like, code that's, that could go either way. Said. For optimized good C++, I don't fucking believe. That's what Oracle says about Java. That's what Microsoft says about C#. Like, it's bullshit. They're gonna tell you that it's like
they're getting a good result. Let's say this.
Okay, they're getting a good result. But they provide it as remotely near saying what you're saying. What you're saying is profound. Profound.
That's how they.
Nothing has ever done that. I mean, you understand, like, that is, like, the main goal right now of languages. Nothing has ever done that yet. And they're just like, no, we totally are as good as fucking C++. I do not believe that for a fucking second.
Well, send you the link about what is the IL2CPP that they built. Maybe it's fucking moving their mono behavior shit script into
this is ahead of time compilation. Yes.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
I don't know the performance. They said it's almost the same as writing it in C++.
Okay. Almost is not. Is it almost the same, or is it the same? Because that dude,
it's the same speed as writing it in C++.
Then we're not arguing. Then this isn't an argument. But like,
I think they promoted it as the same as writing it in C++.
Well, that's a lie, and I don't believe that in the fucking slightest. That has never happened. You know how many languages, like, Java's the same-ish, Like, the same-ish is not the same, When you get down into, like, the nanosecond execution, being 2 nanoseconds instead of 1 at the micro level is a huge deal. And in one of the most performance-intensive, areas of the computing industry. Like, this stuff really matters. And that's what everyone has always been saying. I do not believe this. If they are... Yes, I'm sure it's fast. I'm sure it's very fast. I'm sure it's close.
I know what you're saying. I just think, if I remember correctly, they promoted it that if you're making the build, the speed would be as fast as writing it in C++. That's all they said, I think, in the past. I know it's not possible to make it as same as writing everything in C++, but that's how they talked about, and they gave some good sliders that showing almost the same. I don't know, whatever comparing they did, but it's the same like AMD fighting with Nvidia, saying whose graphic card is better in the presentation.
No, it's not. That's not the same. That is not the same thing as
people saying. No,
that's not the fucking same thing as.
People saying numbers differently. That's what I mean. Like switching the numbers a little bit above.
Oh, really? Time. Look, some data in the benchmark game: 21-9, 8-5, 2-1, 19 to 0 point. This is nowhere fucking remotely near.
Okay, you know C++, not
nowhere fucking near.
All right, guys, let's move on.
I'm just making
because there are some good questions in the chat.
Look at this. Generated C++ isn't too bad. It's not that it's good. It's not too bad. No one is saying this. Look, the call to speak will not be unnecessarily slow. No one is said what. The optimization won't make it incredibly faster. It won't be that slow. No one is fucking saying that. I don't buy this. I've never bought this kind of shit. This is the kind of lying shit the JIT community's been saying for years. Game Engine Architecture by Jason Gregory. Yes, that's exactly it. That is the book. That will be in the thing tomorrow. C# is a good language. It's a very good language. Let's see. In your opinion, which RPG game has the best combat system? You guys can chime in too. I don't really think that there's any one best combat system from the perspective of ES, because, of course, you know, whatever I think is the best, why would I not have the best in my game? You know, like, I like aspects of a lot of different combat systems. A lot. You know, I like features of them. I don't like any one as the best. I like, for example, I love Final Fantasy XII's Gambit system. I love it. I only like it if I controlled characters. I don't like having my fucking main character play himself, you know? But it is the smartest, most clever, but also cheap bastard way ever of making sure that the AI can never be complained about, because it's your fucking job to write their AI for them, you know what I mean? And it's the most customizable way that there is to make the AI do exactly what you want. Not only that, like, they made it like part of the game where you had to buy gambits. Basically, you're buying if statement conditionals and results and shit. And it was just, it's clever as shit. I just didn't think, I think the only reason people disliked it was because basically the main character was controlled by them, played themselves. So like for ES, we were having the non-controlled characters be gambit based. And then Bravely Default. The overall combat system was good, but like not my favorite. But the job system was amazing for the most part. There were a couple aspects I didn't like, but the overall job system was fucking incredible. You know, it's like something maybe like that kind of job system with like Final Fantasy XII Gambits with what's another one? I think the job system in Dragon Quest VII was in a lot of ways superior to this is a very obscure game, to Bravely Default. But Bravely Default did, I love the way that Bravely Default let you equip or earn passive abilities from a class and then let you equip them secondarily. So I could be a white mage with like these passive abilities from red mage, like double cast or something. But I like the way that Dragon Quest VII did jobs where like you can mix a fucking a priest with a warrior or something and get a paladin. You know what I mean? It had like more advanced jobs and they incentivized jobs a lot better, and I like the level system better there. So there are a whole bunch of aspects of different games I like that I don't really. I mean, you guys too. What do you think?
Yeah. So like for me, I really liked Guild Wars 1 class mixing system. So in that way, and also the entire approach to having a build. So the cool thing in there was that you could only equip 8 abilities ever. I mean, not ever. Like you could change in a town, but like when you were going out for a fight, you could only have 8 abilities, and then you could have 2 classes mixed together. So you could have like the teleports from assassin and like healing magic from a healer. So you could be like very, very bitchy character to catch in certain situations. That was really cool. And yeah, I like that. I didn't like how they did scaling of the damage / killing and other stuff, because they had like essentially separate stats for separate skill trees, which is bullshit. But I like the idea of like having to pick and choose.
Oh guys.
What?
Oh guys, what does this say?
What?
Sorry, I can't drop it. I can't drop it. Faster than C++.
Could be.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's how they promoted it.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'd never checked it. Mate.
I mean, obviously they were fucking promoted. Like everyone wants to say that their shit runs the fucking fastest.
Yeah, I mean, the solution they did it is to make more easier to port it to different platform in the end, not to get better performance.
Right, but if they literally are saying it is getting better performance too, then that's literally a lie. So like, I'm not disrespecting the merit. I'm disrespecting that aspect because it's a lie.
Could be. Never checked it.
What are my technical thoughts on what Star Citizen's trying to do? Is that the big?
Yeah, it's the huge fucking flop.
Like, fucking space.
It's not a flop. I saw
I
videos.
don't
It's
know
look
that
okay.
much. Honestly, I don't know much about it. He said drama aside. What drama? I don't know enough about. Like
alright,
someone sent me a link to it a
People
long
spend,
time
like,
ago.
$20,000 to buy a ship in the game, and they can lose that, right? So it's supposed to be this universe sim where you are buying spaceships with real money. You're
With
flying
real
around.
fucking money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a buy-in package for like $25,000. Like, and it's still early access. Half of it doesn't work. It's ridiculous.
Wait,
Well,
why real money? Like, what is this like a? What is
So
the
they can
point?
develop the game.
it's
They were
like founding. So you buy good ships in real world money, and that is like how you donate to continue the development of the game. The game is already standing on how much millions right now? Invest
Like, over fucking
40?
100 million easily.
100. Yeah,
I mean,
it's 100
do you
right now.
guys think is this like? Is it working like this monetary thing, or is this cheap as fuck? Like, I don't want to say it's cheap as fuck if, like, you know,
Okay,
I
so-
don't
so,
know
well,
enough. I don't know shit.
Okay,
The technical
fuck,
aspect
fuck,
looked
the
pretty
thing
good
is-
from the little bit of shit I looked at, but I don't know.
Okay,
enough.
so let me get this. They had almost as much like development bullshit happening as we did, and then also a bunch of bad decisions, including I think switching an engine for the game literally middle through. I think they switched from Unity to Unreal if I remember correctly. So there is like a lot of bullshit drama going around Star Citizen, and there are like other game devs attacking them for what they are calling is running a scam. Like there is a lot of shit, but then again, like what they want to achieve is like as a game they want to create this great space sim where you can
Patrick.
like fight. Yes.
It's not. They didn't really change an engine.
What
They moved
what
from CryEngine to Amazon Engine, and
wait, I
Amazon
thought
Engine
they
is
built their
based
own
on
engine for some
CryEngine.
reason.
alright.
They're not making their own engine.
No, they are
Oh, I
not.
thought
But
they were for
the
some fucking
advantage
reason.
of them moving to Amazon server, Amazon engine, is getting access to the Amazon cloud service.
That is,
Yeah, as I said,
especially
there
for a game like
there
that.
is a lot of conflicting reports because
Yeah.
there's a lot of game devs shitting
No, I
on
mean,
them.
fuck,
Like
there's a lot of conflicting reports, and a lot of people shitting on us. Like,
yeah, I know. That's why I'm like
so
very
that's-
hesitant to
yeah,
like
I'm
come out in strong words
hesitant.
against them.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Like,
always
they're-
hesitant because
they're definitely
we've
going
seen the
through some-
inside. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to tell after being through what we've been through, like how much shit is warranted and how much is like, it's kind of fake news. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. A lot. Probably if I did a lot of research, I could have a better opinion, but I don't want to.
Yeah, but it's basically like a game dev drama. What's the fucking point of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get some fucking wavy action.
Let's see. Do you have an opinion on Bungie moving away from Activision? Fuck.
I think it's a good fucking choice.
What if they've been? Are they still? What have they been doing lately?
The Destiny. They built
Oh
Destiny.
yeah.
1 and
Yeah.
Surely that's a good choice, right? Because Activision's kind of.
Yeah, Activision is fucking cancer. Like a lot of the people
what I
are
would
saying
think.
that the reason why Blizzard is going to shit is the pressure from Activision
Right.
because they merged. I mean, like you never know, right? But the story seems to fit the build.
Yeah, Activision fucked up a little too much lately.
Dude, what's been happening with EA recently? Like EA haven't done anything horrible. Like they haven't killed any babies, so that's like weird. It's like EA, what happened to your baby killing, right?
Watch out, Handman. No, what is the new mech game they're developing? Is going to be
Fuck,
there
man,
is a
I'm always up on
half and
front
half if
ends.
it will
I
be
live in-
bad or good.
Fucking bubble.
No
Let's
fucking
see.
know.
So is Adventures in Game Development over? No, it's not fucking over. This is so that people don't bitch when we don't have content to show in between Adventures in Game Development. I mean, like, literally in the group chat, I was just talking right now about the next chapter of Adventures in Game Development. No, it's not going anywhere. The only difference is you get more shit now, not less. Because, like, Adventures in Game Development is more about the highlights of game development. It's more about, well, okay, sometimes it's about the shithole too. But it's more about, I mean, a chapter of AIGD where I'm just showing off, like, look at this fucking code and everything's rested is not a good fucking chapter. It's not what people want to see. Maybe, like, chapter 10 and shit back then when we were just programmers watching this, like, it was better. But you know what I mean? So that creates giant holes, or like, oh, our fucking like the art guy or the music guy, you know, they weren't as active, you know, for the last couple of weeks, you know, so that creates holes between episodes. So, you know, with this, it's not about just like, oh, we have to make everything look pretty and like just work on the flashy shit or only show off the flashy shit. This is like, you know, in between that, so you can see everything. So no, it's not going anywhere. This is to complement that. Is it fair to say ES has suffered from feature creep? Well, that depends on who you fucking ask. If you ask me, no, not at all. Nope. Is this a problem for me like it is for you? It depends on who you ask. If you ask me, no, it's not a problem. You want to know why it's not a problem? Go look at Adventures in Game Development Chapter 1. What did that game look like? A complete piece of shit. Now, this game, like, went from a piece of shit to a game that everyone is so excited and is so eager to wait for because of my ambitiousness and our ambitiousness and feature creep that we're late as fuck and people are still on the stream. You know what I mean? Like, no. This game would not be 1/1,000,000th of what it was without feature creep. And we've been through hell. People are pissed off that we're late, but do I regret being this ambitious? No. I will say it's a lot different now because there's not as much feature creep. Because, like, you know, when I first started this, it was like, you know, what can I make with my knowledge? Now it's like, what can I make with my knowledge? Oh, anything. I know it sounds airy, but I really feel like there hasn't been a limit on what I could do with ES in so long that there's not really this, you know, there was like, oh, I could add lighting, I could do this, you know, like there's only so much in my mind that, you know, I ideally would have dreamed of doing before, like, oh, we pretty much have it all now. You know what I mean? It's like, at first the feature creep was like fantastic changes, like went from like 2D to like 3D, like old school only dynamic lighting, and it was like so important. Like that's really made ES what it is. So I definitely would not trade that, and it's naturally kind of like been curbing off as we've reached, you know, where I think idealistically we wanted a game like this to be. So is there still feature creep? I don't know that, like, I mean, to some extent a little bit, but like you're working on a combat engine, it's like, oh cool, we should probably add this too. You know, it's not really feature creep because you're not spending like months on a feature. But no, I don't think it's a problem. You ask everyone else though, they'll tell you it's a problem. But they don't know. They don't know like I know. You look up recent news regarding Spatial OS and Unreal's response to it. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but I think you'll find the story interesting. Okay. That is a very good question where he says that I know you don't know what I'm talking about. It's very... He knows that I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Alright.
Dude, it's like weird, like, yeah, I was recently watching like some Q&A for some famous guy, and the guy basically, he was like, I know you don't know about what I'm talking about, and then he launched into like fucking like literally 2-3 paragraph story, and then by the end the guy was like, okay, so where was the question?
The transition. Wait, is this what this is about? Improbable create 25 million fund.
Like the issue was, Unity changed the terms of service like without any notice or anything, and said you cannot use a separate server. You can't have Unity run a separate server that's not approved by them at all, right? So any online game like Rust on Steam, that was killed by this terms of service.
This is why I make my own fucking engine, dude. Like this is like this would never have. Like I'm like not even aware of. This is not something I'd ever even think of in my life that could fucking happen. This is crazy.
Exactly. Right. They basically only did it to scare somebody else that was kind of abusing Unity's systems, right? So they'd charge for a product, but their product was offloading like pathfinding and stuff to stuff that was in Unity, right? So they're making money off of Unity's code in an improper way, right? So they changed it to scare them, and then they just worded it so terribly that the whole community freaked out. Anybody making
They should. I mean, people are dedicating, or people are devoting like their blood, sweat, and tears into this fucking engine. No, like it's not forgivable to do something that stupid. So like I understand.
Yeah, no,
I would similarly do that.
But they made a blog post like, yeah, you can still host a server on a different thing. You know, it's like, so they just contradicted themselves and they still haven't changed it back. It's just horrible all around.
That's pretty fucking bad.
Someone
just abused their server. That's all, and they got angry about it.
So that's fine, but it sounds like their response though was pretty shitty. Like they got angry and they changed their terms of service.
Yeah.
In a shitty way, it sounds
game
like.
Could not be run based on the wording they actually use in terms of service.
Yeah,
it's wait, you said it fucked up another game though, so they are enforcing this, right? Or like.
Oh no, like if it was grandfathered in and whatnot, like Rust, that big game on Steam, right, that uses Unity, they couldn't exist because it runs on a remote server, right?
Right.
That you have to connect to. So, like everybody was freaking out because if a big game was going to be taken down like that, like all indie online games with any online functionality, right, it's done. But yeah, it was just cracked down on this one thing, and it's ridiculous.
I mean, I think this is important. Like, a lot of people are going to get pissed, but I think this is important. This is, like, this is one of the reasons people don't use Unity. It's shit like this. Like, this is one of the things you should be aware of when this is, like...
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah, but it's general things for all engines.
Well, Epic just allocated $25 million to help developers.
I mean, I agree it's a general thing for all engines, but it's, like... You are literally dedicating an insane amount of time and skill if you only use these engines into one thing. They don't have to be held accountable to anyone. They can change anything on a whim. They're not driven by a community. Like they're not just going to change C++ the next day and fuck everyone over. Yeah. Like that is something to be aware of. That is something that people are going to have to start worrying about as we're moving more and more into this era of pre-built engines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did fuck people that use Vue and JavaScript in Unity and just stayed with C#.
Yeah, they dropped JavaScript support or Unity script or whatever.
And Boo,
yeah, why the fuck did they do that? I mean, I would have preferred C#, but it worked fine, right? Like, why did they do that?
Big project have been the compiling time was horrible, and they moved to the new IL2 CCPP and tried to build it better for them to export it to multiple platforms, including WebGL and other platforms. So it wasn't really a good thing to stay with JavaScript in the engine for them.
Because it inherently doesn't compile as well into a static language for the other platforms, I guess.
No, I guess so. It was they didn't really explain why. They said the community.
That is hilarious though, because like basically for all these different platforms, they're kind of having to shoehorn things into. Guess what? C++ C. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like that's kind of funny to me.
I do hate C++.
Situation there.
Do what?
Oh, sorry. Another thing to note with this whole situation is Epic Games allocated $25 million to help developers move away from Unity to Unreal. Like
what?
I mean, Unreal is...
Wait. This company has invested in Unity's demise.
Yeah, pretty much, because they did this.
Wow.
And then with the Epic opening their store and whatnot.
I don't know, it's sexy as fuck.
Yeah, maybe Unity will open their own store soon too.
I hope not. Like you open too many, it's gonna get flooded and nobody's gonna know what to publish to. Like I like Epic's changes because it's more developer friendly. They're paying for their engine fees. If you develop with Unreal and you put it on their store, they pay for all the engine fees. Right?
They just introduced refunds, same as Steam though, 2 hours / 14 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. The refund was something that people got panicked after Division 2 was planned just for Epic and Uplay release. So people got panicked like, oh damn, now they will just fuck people because there is no refund. And then like today, like Epic saying like, oh, there is a refund. So that's nice. But it's the same. If we will move from Unity to Unreal, Unreal has less controllable stuff, I guess. It's a bit more closed engine than Unity, from my opinion.
Is it? No,
I
thought Unreal was like C++. Wait, I don't think that could be possible because it's so prevalent on consoles. I literally don't think that's possible.
Unreal was built
Like,
for
that's part of why it
first-person,
works on
third-person
consoles.
shooters.
And why the more AAA studios use it is because you have more low-level control to write C++ and do this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
think
in
you
C++,
have that
yes, but you have less control
backwards.
about gameplay, though. There's a lot
What?
of
What?
What?
That's what
I mean,
That's
if you
what-
can literally like write, that's weird.
I don't know. Was the people told it's more PSS / first person
Dude, I
than
mean, like
anything else.
fucking Octopath Traveler just came out as like a 2D / 3D
isn't
RPG in Unreal.
It's Unreal. Damn.
Yeah, it's Unreal. It also looks like complete shit because it's Unreal. That's why
the lighting. Yeah, that's true.
It's not the light. The lighting looks great. It's the just like the overall, like it's very texture compressy, like it was developed on PC and then exported later. But
do you ever notice how when people use pre-built engines, they all always feel and look the same? Like, you can tell a Unity game from a Unity game and UDK from UDK game usually.
no, dude,
Yeah, because
I haven't played enough.
I mean, those fuckers, they use the default shaders. What do you fucking expect?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you use fucking default everything, what the fuck do you expect?
It takes some of the magic away.
But
Yeah.
you need to understand that most of the studios developing in Unreal and Unity has small teams, so investing in shaders.
Wait, did
Or
you just say?
investing-
Wait, what? Say that again.
I mean, most of the indie games are small teams,
Oh,
so
yeah,
invest
yeah.
in multiple
Right.
stuff like writing like custom shaders for each stuff to look amazing and different from other games, taking a lot of time and effort.
I mean,
And not
it's not even-
everyone have the experience for it.
Yeah, bro, but like I genuinely think if you want to make a 3D game indie 3D game, you better have like a 3D artist, like 3D generalist, gameplay programmer, and then technical artist. Because 3D is such a big topic that you just cannot
don't
have
have
one
that.
guy handling
We don't have
asset
that.
creation.
We don't have
What?
that. We don't have that.
I know we don't have that, but like.
Oh, you mean
we
ideally?
We don't deal with the 3D model pipeline, man.
Oh, I see.
Like,
it's
3D
that
model
3D.
pipeline,
It's inherent
it's
the
a
models.
bitch.
Oh, I see. Got
yeah,
it.
and then also like a modern like PBR texture setup and like the scene. Like you handle most of the technical artist stuff for our game, but like. You know, most of the teams don't have it, and like that's why they because they fucking use the default settings for everything. So what the fuck do you expect? They don't have a guy who can fucking write it by themselves. But I genuinely think they should because like they're missing out so much.
Well, yeah, and that's
Sure,
what we
get another
sacrifice.
expert and
We gotta keep going on some of the questions. We're
Yeah,
getting
it's
really
fine.
fun. Will there be loot boxes in ES? Won't be a modern game without them. Loot box in the game, as in like what? Just a chest?
Dude, you should
No,
totally add some
like-
You mean
just
like
piss-
literally a loot
No,
box
loot
in
box.
the fucking game? Like literally in the fucking game?
Yeah, it's fucking pay to win. Like basically fucking pay $5 for like a box of random loot and skins.
I don't usually do
Oh my
microtransactions,
shit.
but I will for yes.
Fuck, dude, that's a slippery slope.
oh, man,
Chris
that could be an interesting
Roberts.
and in-game sailor that give you like a loot box for in-game currency though.
Right.
We could find like take a piece out of it or something. Like have a fucking loot box in the casino area and it only always drops shit.
Chris Roberts is leading the game in the right direction. I'm assuming it's a space game. In the right direction, the game reached the funding they needed and aren't requesting people to spend money. They are creating the space sim of the future. It takes time. That sounds reasonable to me. Like, I don't know fucking much about what's going on. That sounds reasonable to me. I mean, that's the exact same thing we say for us
Yep.
being late. I don't know anything else going on, though. Bring back XX Still a Virgin XXX. You forgot the 69. Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back. I would do the voice right now, but my fucking throat is so goddamn dry. I don't think I could do that. Like, I don't think I can go that high right now.
You need to record yourself.
It's
with
hard
pre-made.
as I get older, cause like,
Yeah, that's why you need to record yourself already for future reference
it's
for him.
one day, like, soon it's gonna take like actual vocal lessons to still fucking do that shit. My name is XX Still a Virgin 69XX. It's like EA, Bethesda, and Activision made a suicide compact. Would you agree? Your story is kind of similar to Star Ocean. The only difference is it was crowdfunded, so people get pissed off. That's not different. We were definitely crowdfunded. We're a late Kickstarter. No, that's not actually different. People are very pissed off at us because we were Kickstarted and we're late. Thanks for answering my question. I hate the term feature creep personally because it's a negative term when really it should be positive as long as your code is modular and extensible. You are the only person I've ever heard actually say that. So either you have the same problem I do and we're both full of shit, or you have a point. I don't know. It depends on who you ask. Yes,
Falcon.
Yeah.
Star Citizen was kickstarted, and then they asked for even more money afterwards. After they raised like 2
Oh, okay, then okay, we haven't done that.
Also, I'm pretty sure they made like I might be wrong. This might be another.
Dude, I would be so afraid. Like someone's like, "Why don't you like kickstart again?" Like, oh no. I would never fucking.
I mean, you do have donation in your site. Oh no, you can buy the content, but you have donation like on the stream and other stuff. So, I mean, in general, it's not the same because it's not the same amount, but it's
no, you cannot compare accepting donate. No, you are not comparing accepting donations to me going out and formally fucking like re-kickstarting and doing other no fucking
no, not another Kickstarter, but
from another round of crowdfunding. That's not a
no. The problem with Star Citizen is they did a Kickstarter,
right?
and I think they made $10 million or $20 million from the Kickstarter.
Jesus fucking Christ! Oh, in there.
Yeah.
They're not making their own engine. They made that much fucking money.
And after they allow you to buy chips and in-game content as donation to continue the development of the game.
Oh, but they didn't actually. Oh, I thought they like fucking kickstarted it or something.
I don't think they re-kickstarted.
I think they have like their own crowdfunding going on their own website.
No, you're right. Then that is you're right. Then you're right. My bad. I misunderstood. You're right.
By the way, like speaking of donations, I still remember the first time when like we started streaming on Opera. It's like, wait, are people giving us money? Like, is it happening? Like, guys,
no, I still does.
Yeah.
It's like, are you guys sure?
By the way, according to Unity, they had over a year's notice. That's good information to know. Star Citizen is a larger scale than ES. Oh, what? Thank you for informing me of that. I wasn't sure actually, but still a crappy thing to have to worry about for. Oh yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know. They only got 10 million. Maybe they're also.
Hey, I'm making my own fucking engine though. I didn't make millions of fucking dollars. I'm one dude making my own fucking engine. Let's be fair there. 10 million fucking dollars. Start your own fucking Unity company.
Hey Laura. Hey sexy. Oh, she doesn't hear me.
No, she can't.
Falco, tell her she's sexy.
What?
Patrick says you're sexy.
Patrick? I heard you moved back to Poland. Why the hell did you go back to communism land?
Because the fucking company died.
Oh
company
shit,
died.
that sucks.
Yeah, because the company.
Actually,
But like,
here. This place is communist too.
but bigger companies want to suck my dick, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna have some proper dick sucking going on, so that's good.
What he say?
Something about having his dick sucked or something. I'm sorry, I was reading comments. I don't remember.
That the companies want to hire me, so it's.
Oh yeah, the companies want to hire him and suck his dick or something.
Oh shit. Yeah. That's good.
She's like, let's see. Oh dude, I have to piss so fucking badly again.
Go for it.
Entertain them or something. Do jumping jack. All right, who wants it? Anyone here can take it.
Put him on his screen. He's doing some shader stuff.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I'm doing the fucking water. I need to remember
right,
how
good.
to do the
fucking save that for ES then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna fucking get the fucking waviness. Oh baby, you better believe we're getting that action.
Cool. All right, one sec.
The only problem is that it relies on vertices, and like each of our tile is one vertex. I don't know how good that's gonna look like in ES. But still, maybe just like based on like small vertices and small movements, that'll be good. And the coolest thing about it is that this entire movement is driven by this one little fucking line of code. It's fucking amazing. But I had like this fucking cool effect. Let me fucking find what I want to recreate. It's gonna be hard. I'm looking for a file right now, you guys. Here's portfolio. So here's the shit. So like, I had like this fucking effect, and I don't quite remember how I went about. Like, I know that it was basically like a 2 fucking cloud textures multiplied by each other, but what exactly it was, I don't remember. It could be just different blending mode, but I can't really fuck too much with blending mode. I don't want to. So yeah, slowly going for that. Let's see what's with the chat. Well, Unreal is on sure. Dude. Blitzcat, yeah, Unity better with 3D, I mean, with 2D? Debatable, like,
Go look at Ori and the Blind Forest for 2D, go look at the...
I mean, I'm not saying that you cannot do... Jesus fucking Christ, mate, I'm not saying that you cannot do a good 2D game, I'm saying that it's kind of pain in the ass. Like, recently when they added like, some sort of like a 2D view, but that basically only just changes your camera and shit. It doesn't improve workflow in a way. They don't have any tile system in there, as far as I remember. Everything is based on like in the same, like putting entities down and shit.
No, they did introduce now a tile system, I think, for some stuff. Yeah.
I mean, 2018 now maybe, but like for the longest time that wasn't the fucking case. Like I remember in fucking 2014 when I had to fuck around with like some fucking third-party frameworks, and I had to fucking work on the framework on an engine. I was fucking pain in the ass.
That's in the past. That's in the past, Patrick.
I know. But still,
as
like
of right now, Unity is better to start with 2D out of the box. I mean, obviously Unreal has its pros and cons, but for out of the box with no alterations, Unity supports 2D packages and whatnot that you can import when you create a new project. It's better to start with it in 2D, but
yeah, but to be fair, like when you have enough expertise, I don't think it provides you anything meaningful because you want to write your own
Holy fucking
anyway.
shit, guys! I just remembered we didn't even answer the guy's fucking ambient occlusion question. I still have to fucking explain that. We're so fucking far behind on comments. Don't worry, I'll get to it later. Sorry, did I just interrupt something very important?
We're talking about like Unity and it being sorry. Fuck, I'm dying. Yeah, Unity being better for 2D and like maybe slightly, but like the thing that it
Unity
gives
better at 2D than what, Unreal or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Octopath is the only thing I've ever seen in my life that did 2D Unreal.
Yeah, but
well, they didn't do
no,
they didn't. Okay. No, they didn't. I just literally bitched about people calling us 2D, and then I just called Octopath Traveler 2D. I'm so fucking sorry. Oh my god, I just realized what I did. Oh my god.
To be fair, like most
I might be a hypocritical piece of shit.
Honestly, nowadays, if you want like a good-looking 2D game that's not retro, then you have to go 2.5D. There are just way too many cool things you can do.
It's not 2.5. It's 3D.
Octopath
Travelers. Oh yeah, you have to go at least 2.5D. Yeah, Octopath Travelers like us though. They're our number one nemesis. They are real. Sorry. I don't take whole vibe answers. They're too fucking harsh.
Yeah, I had to switch to Scream because I'm doing something which is banned on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Getting my nicotine fix.
Let's see. Biggest issue with Unity TOS was them changing it retroactively. Right. You can still use a third-party provider. Right. If you read Tim Sweeney's Twitter, he talks about the situation a bit. I'm guessing BootScript JavaScript was relatively tiny and wasn't worth the cost of maintaining it.
Bro, we've got Jacob!
I don't know, man. I feel like every time I would look something up for Unity, it would always be in JavaScript. Not only that, but Unity's entire thing is they're the user-friendly, the beginner-friendly engine. You know, like, I don't really feel that way. Like, I feel like that's important. I have to admit, I'm really confused as to why they don't support Lua. Like, that's kind of fucking insane to me.
People gone so casual, Unity is considered advanced.
The gaming industry, Lua was like almost a standard, and it's still, dude, like, I'm at fucking work working on EA games like fucking the new not new anymore, but Star Wars. What's the Star Wars MMO? Battlefront or something?
Yeah, something.
The Old
So
Republic.
I have access to their debug log, Star Wars Battlefront or something. All I see is Lua, initializing Lua, doing all this shit in fucking Lua. Dude, people use the shit out of Lua for AAA game dev. I'm so shocked Unity still hasn't done that. But I don't want them to do that. No,
What's
wait.
the advantage and disadvantage between C# and Lua, though, in gameplay?
I'm speaking in terms of accessibility to beginners. And in terms of in terms of user friendliness, don't compare C# to Lua. That's not compare. It's the same arena as what Unity script was filling. You know what I mean? It's a higher level. You know what I mean? It's easier, less time consuming, and it's more. In that layer of abstraction, it's like C, C++ down here, and then you have like Java, C# layer, and like JavaScript and like Lua and that shit's up here. So yeah, it's not like competing with C#. You could like mix
so
them,
they
I'm
did
saying.
add JavaScript in the past, so they did add close to Lua, and then they just like killed
Right,
it.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is like I find it weird that they killed it because that makes it way more accessible. That language.
Well, the good thing
And I
now
also
is the
find it
internet
weird
full
that
just
they
with
went-
C# tutorials, and you don't need to look for search from JavaScript.
I find it weird they chose JavaScript instead of Lua to begin with. Unity's moving into cloud space. They just partnered with Google. Clearly, they don't want competition. It doesn't concern hobby developers or smaller games, but they essentially are saying no third-party SaaS providers they don't partner with. Got it. They didn't do it. They are investing $25 million to help devs out of the shit situation Unity put them in. They are not giving them money to switch to Unreal. But like, damn, dude. Like, I mean, they must really fucking hate Unity to be willing to do that. I need to look further
Engine
into this.
Wars.
Because
Finally.
holy shit. Unreal is open source in C++. Unreal 4. Okay, then Unreal must be the most easily extendable. That's also why it's on Switch and everything. That's also why it's like the de facto console engine. Every big console game uses Unreal as its pre-built engine. Unreal beats Unity in every aspect for a AAA developer. That's what I've been told by everyone who's ever used both. You have control in both. Unreal is optimized for shooters and pretty shaders out of the box. That's what I felt like with Octopath Traveler, was it was completely out of the box shaders. That were mostly optimized for PC, but are still like very gorgeous shaders. You know, like very advanced fucking shaders, you know?
They have Unreal has a visual scripter or a shader maker. Like
Nice.
it's drag and drop, and you can customize that. stuff.
Unity's
Man,
better with 2D from what I understand. That makes sense, because I have never... Octopath Traveler was the... Oh god, I didn't just say that. The closest thing to 2D I've seen, but it's not 2D at all. At all, it's not. Unreal has prettier shaders out of the box. I've especially noticed, like, Dragon Quest XI just came out from Unreal. Octopath Traveler, their shaders look fucking good, man. Like, Unreal games are, like, looking fucking pretty these days. They're allocating the funds to help developers move over, not paying them to do it. But, I mean, they're not paying them to do it, but that's, like, a semantic, you know... In effect, they are.
Yeah.
In effect, that's kind of exactly what they're doing, kind of.
Yeah, they're just making it.
They're not being malicious about it? What are you talking... How... help me understand how that cannot be malicious. Since when does a company randomly decide that, oh, let's give people millions of dollars to move away from someone? And that's not malicious, to help them move away from some tech. How is that not directly implying that they do not think highly of this tech? Like, I cannot at all even remotely see this.
Well, it's to me, it's like, because they're not
At all.
strictly paying them. Like, they're not paying them millions of dollars to move. They're just assisting with that.
Right, but why
Like,
do
for
they
me,
have to do this? Like, what is their rationale for doing this?
There's not. But I mean, like,
exactly. So the rationale has to be that they do not like Unity, and like, you know what I mean? I cannot see how you can tell me this is not like.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like they could be a lot scummier about it if they wanted to, right?
I'm not saying it's scummy in the slightest. It's fucking very generous. It's the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's scummy. It's generous.
Towards Unity, right? They could be actually paying people to move over, but instead they're doing it in a.
I still think it's extremely disrespectful towards Unity. Like they are literally encouraging people. I mean, that's what that's doing. That's encouraging them to. They're not directly saying do it, but
yeah. I suppose it could be viewed as malicious. I just think it's not as bad as what they could have done. Like they're still keeping a good public image, right? So.
Okay. Good point. If it helps devs, then cool. But they have 500 employees. Oh shit! What? That game that made 10 million has 500 fucking employees? Oh damn. Kia. Oh fuck yeah, that does change everything. Hello Games was like 10 people and still made a universe, regardless of how bad it was. 500 employees is just extravagant to a Kickstarter project. I don't know, man. Everyone always said the amount we made on Kickstarter was exuberant and extravagant.
Yeah, the low.
I don't judge. I just
the low
judge
numbers
people.
of other Kickstarters skew the perception of people that towards the cost of game development.
That's true.
Because people would kickstart and they would kickstart only to show their investors that hey, there is an interest in it, and then the investors would foot most of the bill.
True.
It's like all of the Kickstarters, which are like basically like
Dude,
50,000
nowadays
or something.
it was pretty bad when we kickstarted. When Kickstarter first started, the amount people asked for was pretty indicative of the actual price. When we did it, we asked for a real price, and people thought we were fucking insane. You know how many people when we first did the Kickstarter were like, "Holy fucking shit! Why are you asking for so much money?" Honestly, that was the biggest mistake I made with our Kickstarter. Was asking for that much. I had no idea. We would have made more if I would have asked for less, because as soon as you break that line, then it goes crazy and it gets published in the press. It's actually a trick. It's a secret. It's a very high risk trick. I was gonna make a video about this to share it with you guys, but that's the number one thing that I fucked up. I spent like years planning this Kickstarter, right? I went like full out autistic, meticulous on it. I miscalculated because I was looking at the great Kickstarters who got a million. I was not looking at the current trend of how much less people were asking for it because of market saturation. I asked for too much, and now it's even shittier. So people are thinking like, oh, 10 grand for a game, that's fucking... You would not ask for 10 grand. That is fucking nothing. Like, that's fucking nothing. What are you gonna do, like, pay one dude, like, to work on it, like, a couple fucking hours a week or, like, something like that? That's nothing, but, like, that's more the range of what people are asking, so it drastically skews perception, A normal engineer makes, like, $60,000 out of school in 1 year. One guy. One fucking guy. Let's see. They didn't start with 500 employees. Did you know that Jesus Christ has a YouTube channel? Just found out. I did not know that. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah, and he's going through a custody battle right now.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
What the fuck?
I'm not.
That was like a very on-point response. Like, shit. Couldn't
Yeah,
help you
Jesus
making it
needs
up.
your help, dude. He's posted YouTube videos about it. So basically, the story behind it is, like people have jobs on Fiverr to make like little YouTube intros and stuff. This guy dresses up as Jesus and does that, and because of that,
I think PewDiePie or someone else, one of the YouTubers got like really, he made like a racist or Holocaust joke and just got like
Oh, that was PewDiePie.
yeah, it was
the
fired
dumbest thing
back
I'd
on
ever
him.
fucking see in my entire life.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure
went
he
to
got
go look at the
suspended
video.
for
I'm like, wow, it's like racist fucking piece of shit. I'm like, wow, let's see how racist this guy is. I watched the whole video. I'm like, wait, did I miss it? Like, wait, that's it? That's fucking it? I'm like, holy fuck, why am I on YouTube, man? Like, the fucking shit I say, I'm gonna be like fucking like terrorist or something. People are fucking insane. The good thing is, our channel, I have 100% scared off those kinds of people. So we don't have snowflakes here because they watched for 5 fucking seconds. They're like, oh, fuck this guy. So we don't have to worry about that. I'm serious. The older I get, the more I am so fucking thankful for our fan base. And the fact that I alienate all the other fucking people. Because, like, if you look at the comments on our channel versus other channels, it's like, the kinds of people are like night and fucking day different. I don't have to deal with so much of like the shit like that, the fucking dumbass backlash to just nothing that other like communities and fan bases have to deal with because I scared those people off already.
Thank fucking God, right?
So yeah, if you're coding something you've never done before, how much research do you put into it or referencing for other people's work? A lot, actually, a lot. One of the things I do is, you know, I Google and like look around, see if I can find out what other big game dev companies are doing. Normally I try to find out what AAA game dev companies are doing because I have high standards and obviously they would be the ones to know. One thing I do a lot now is when I'm working on a new feature in ESTK, I'll ask Patrick or people in chat now what Unity does. That's one of the number one things I do is I don't fucking use Unity. I'm pretty well like aware of how the UI and at a UI level how it works and how you interact with it, you know, because every time I do a new feature I'm like, oh, what the fuck are they doing, you know? Because I want to steal Unity developers, so, you know, I want it to either be as intuitive as Unity, or if I think Unity isn't as good, better than Unity, you know? Like, I don't want to implement something and find out it's shittier than Unity, right? That's, yeah. Yeah, I want, like, when you look at, like, the documentation for the Lua API, you're like, that looks kind of familiar, actually. Okay, I guess I already know how to use the SDK. It would be fucking hilarious if someone made an indie engine where you just took the Lua, or the Unity C# API documentations and made a wrapper around your own engine's API and just, like, you could literally drag and drop behaviors from their engine, like emulate it in a layer in yours. That would be the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, you could fucking do that, dude. They'd be so, like, some fucking little indie guy does it. Oh my god, man. That might be my number one dream.
There were a couple of in the internet to move JavaScript Unity script into C# Unity script.
Yes, nice. oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's smart. That's good. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep. Those people are smart. I love shit like that. Not trying to be a dick or anything, just arguing my points. Oh, that's even worse. They should have had a structured plan from the start. They knew their exact budget the day they got the cash from Kickstarter. Is it worth trying to code something new without doing much or any research, or do you find much reference materials possible to form your own ideas based on all the... Oh yeah, no, dude, you should fucking research, for sure. Always research. You know, almost always I have, and like, oh, I want to do this, and instantly in my head I have opinions, you know? I mean, it might be worth it. You don't just want to, like, go in the research with nothing, like, figure out, like, how to approach it so that you know exactly the details you need to look at when you research, you know what I mean? Otherwise, like, you're not going to have much context, you won't be able to research it as thoroughly because you don't know what the fuck you're looking for. So it's kind of like a multi-fucking pass algorithm. I have, like, a first pass, which is pulling out of my asshole, like, high-level picture, then I fucking go to the internet, and then I find out what other people are doing, then I incorporate that pass into it, and then my final pass is me adding shit that's better than their shit. And then I finish it. I meant in terms of workflow, it might be closer now, but that was the claim. Okay. Unity has a fairly robust tile system, 2017 plus, I think. Gotcha. I love that your game was written in mad low-level stuff where a few years ago it was like Allegro or some shit. Way doper when you cheese right off the hardware abstraction layer. Yeah, it's low level. Dude, when I first started, there was no fucking Unity. Like, the highest level you fucking had back then was, like, SDL and Allegro. Not SDL2 either. It was, like, SDL and Allegro, or you use Game Maker, you know? So it's like... I mean, now I would make my own engine still, but, like, I legitimately have the excuse, like, what? There were no fucking pre-built engines back then for me. Can Laura explain static variables? My wife? Sometimes I declare variables as public static so that I can easily access them from other classes. Oh, you motherfucker. Yeah, that's a pretty common... I mean, that's in effect what a singleton is for a single variable. Yeah, that's actually kind of common. Lauren! Come here. Someone wants you to explain something. They paid money. Get off your ass. Alright, so Mr. Rusty Cock. Rusty Cock paid us $10.
Oh, hi, Rusty Cock.
If you can explain static variables to him.
Is this stream up?
It is what?
No, I'm saying it's the stream up. It looks like it's paused on mob crash.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Shit.
I mean, that's what I do.
No, it looks like it's up on mob crash.
No, it's up on.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah, you're good.
What is that frozen?
Because I don't want to play myself while it's myself echoing. Are you gonna fucking answer him?
That's.
Oh
I mean,
my
that's
God.
what I do, so I don't know. That's why.
All right, I'm honestly terrified. It's gonna make me look bad. What do you mean? What do you mean? He asks you what they are, and you're just like, "This is what I do with them." That's not a fucking definition. You would be really
I like
shitty at my job.
explaining things. I'm not good at explaining things. I just know.
Well,
how to
it doesn't
use
matter. He
them.
paid you money. Oh my fucking god.
Explain it. You just have the class dot variable. You don't have to create an instance of the class. I don't know. I don't explain
my God.
things well.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. Use a static variable for when you have a variable whose value is persistent across different objects within the class, where the variable is associated with the class itself instead of the object. You know, when you make a class, each object gets their own duplicated instance of each variable. It's for when you want them all to reference the same variable. Or,
That's what I meant to say.
And what you're saying is a very common use case of this. That's the generalized definition.
Yeah.
It's very common to have a class that has utilities, like a fucking utility functions for like get the current fucking working directory or get something else that don't need an object, you know, that you can just call anywhere.
In Swift, I use them for constants.
It's a very common thing to do with general utilities. It's also a very common thing to do with lazy fucking people who aren't doing good design either. But
yeah, that's what I do sometimes.
so it depends. But yeah, it's very common for utility function stuff, which is it's a
I'm
perfectly
the worst
legitimate
at
use.
explaining anything.
She is. She's so fucking dude. Oh my god. Do you think I could help my wife with programming? I'm pretty sure I can. She asked me for help, and I'm like, I don't know how to fucking help you. I what the fuck are you asking me? Dude, we get into like, oh my god, it's so fucking bad. She'll be like, oh, I have this problem, and then she'll explain it to me. I'm like, not a fucking word of that made any fucking sense.
But I figured it out.
Yeah, so you would think that I would help her so much with code, and I don't. Like, it's just gotten to the point, like, we love each other, but, like, holy fucking shit, Lauren. Like, I can't help you.
You don't know Swift.
Okay.
That's all I do. iOS development.
She used to do Qt and C++ before she let herself go.
I literally don't remember
Let herself
any
go.
of it.
Let's see. What's worse was the fact that they required more people because whatever they were trying to do was huge. The project scope changed quite a bit after they got more funding. That's Kaya. I hope that water has vodka in it. Probably does. It's fucking Patrick here. What are your thoughts on Blender and is Blender compatible with Unity? Fuck. Someone answer this.
I can do it because we've been using Blender in our studio before it closed. So Blender is fucking dope. I mean, it's pain in the ass, but a lot of other 3D software is way more pain in the ass. So it has some idiosyncrasies that you have to deal with, but if you can deal with it, it's not a big deal. And if we ever gonna use a 3D model for 3D models in ES, I'm gonna be using Blender.
We want to a little bit, but not enough. So there's a lot of fucking 2D, 3D clones out there right now trying to kind of steal our aesthetic. The one thing they're not doing, which is fucking amazing, that, you know, people are bitching about, is that they're just using 2D sprites for, like, characters in the foreground. And then the environment's just fully 3D that doesn't even match the aesthetic. Okay, so Siege and the Sand Fox is another 2D game using Unreal. Oh wow, that's a really 2D. This is actually 2D. This is not 3D with dynamic lighting like Us or like Octopath. Okay, so like as another example of Unreal 2D, which it looks fantastic. I don't know how much this looks fantastic though, because it's just art though, you know. Yeah. Nothing is really sticking out as being that shader. Well, I mean, you know, this could be static or this could be Unreal shaders. Like, nah, he's not being lit by that light. I think this is just really good art. Well, fuck, I don't know. Did they do art that fucking well? No, yeah, surely this is just 2D art. Look, he's within this aura.
That could be like over, you know, like overlight on top, easy.
What, like a dynamic light?
I mean, I don't think that light is dynamic.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks fantastic. This is like the very best of static anything. Okay, they've got you see, like they've got fancy particle effects. Surely, this looks. Yeah. This is if you're gonna do 2D. And you're not wanting to be like as ambitious as what we're doing. This is about the best you can get, which looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
this is very
which is insane if you can
props
pull it off.
Most people don't do this well with this kind of aesthetic. This does look very good. So okay, that's another Unity or fucking Unreal 2D game. Now where the fuck is my Mob Crush window with the questions? Okay, so a decent look. Okay, that was it. On a lighter note, how do you guys feel about VR/AR for gaming? I got a Vive way back when they came out and bought into the hype. Maybe a gen or two. Maybe in a gen or two, but it's not there yet. You asked the right people, because Patrick, you still work in that industry.
So yep, I literally just finished working on AR this month, on VR this month, and I think VR is amazing for gaming, and it can do games that you can not make in any other way, like in terms of just physicality of it, and it's genuinely a great thing. But unfortunately, the people's enthusiasm is not there yet. Like there are like 4 million units sold for PC, I think, and if you think about it, 4 million in a grand scheme of things is like fucking nothing. It's like genuinely fucking nothing. So VR and AR now suffer from the issues of the technology is not quite there yet, and the cost is still a little bit too high, and people are not as enthusiastic
that's why
yeah.
I'm a fucking game developer, graphics developer. That's why I'm not really knowledgeable in AR or VR yet, is because I just look at screenshots every so often. I don't know. Actually, the last time I played it, I was like, holy fucking shit, I can't believe we are this fucking far. Like, I don't feel like we're there yet, so I don't pay much attention. But, like, we're getting fucking close. Like, I thought... I learned when the fucking Wii came out and everyone hyped up the fucking motion controls. I remember I was like a kid or a teenager, and I was reading about, oh, you can have real sword fights and shit. And then Red Steel came out, and I was like, this does not fucking detect shit. Like, it was a complete lie. Like, that level of disappointment is why I've never really spent time in VR yet.
Yeah, so like VR right now is missing the feedback part of it. So like you can swing as much as you want, but you just swing your head in the air. There is nothing stopping your limbs. So
right.
that's like, you can get immersed in it, but it still feels like a gimmick. Like I think it needs some more years and tech to be like very truly massive. But then you're gonna have the problem that, you know, if you want to start playing VR, like it's like a session. Like right now, like I could launch up a video game right now, no problem. But like VR still has problems with like connectivity of the controllers and the headset and having like the headset connected all the time, and it's like it's still a mess. Like it's still not casual friendly.
Right.
It's more arcadey than house.
Yeah. I'd say give it under 5-10 years.
But it will be
5 years. I think 10 years you will just have like already.
Sorry.
Let's move on.
Does the libgyro engine? It's actually the Elysian Shadows toolkit is what we call it. But yeah, it's built on libgyro. Have drag and drop features like Unity? Yeah, 100%. You just asked if we had drag and drop for like, I'm assuming like prefabs and entities and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. 100%. Yep. You know, like we have, if our fucking Jacob's not here yet, is he?
Yep.
Oh shit! Do you have like the engine or anything? Like, were you planning on just like fucking skirting off without like contributing or?
No, I got here like 30 minutes ago, and you were in the middle of a discussion. So.
Yeah, I said like Jacob's
here. Pull it up.
Yeah, Patrick said Jacob's here, and I was like, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we definitely have drag and drop. Like, we have a fucking god asset previews on the side. Hold on, let me fucking get this not crashing so you can see something with the renderer. And it's gonna look really, really, really fucked up. I'm just warning you. I don't know what's in the renderer and what's not yet. I can go into that in a few. Like, I'm at the lowest fucking low level, like, raw C-lib gyro shit right now. Fucking with shit. But yeah, it has drag and drop. You can just fucking, like, oh, I want a save point here, or I want this enemy here. Click the prefab, drag it into the scene. Click the prefab, drag it into the scene. Grab that entity, drag it around, highlight that entity, highlight 5 fucking entities, Control C, Control V, paste them around. Yeah, has all that shit. And then it has the, like a tile editor, like tiled or mappy, where you fucking select tiles moving around. But we have a bunch of crazy shit, like orienting the tile in 3D, like faces of voxels and shit like that. You mean ES Gamma. Dude, no one knows the name ES. How do you even know that name, ES Gamma? That's my internal name that nobody knows fucking... Nobody knows that name anymore. But I still... Even in the code, it's still called ES Gamma. When you start was 2017? No, I definitely started 2017. I was working on Dreamcast games before then. 2007, sorry, not 2017. I was working on Dreamcast games before 2007. I was working on a Samba de Amigo clone, and you can find that on YouTube in the... we made a video a while ago, Marcel and I, with all of our old shit, which was a pretty cool video. I'm glad I did it now that I'm older, and I think I lost the fucking source code to some of that. With our previous work... Oh shit, is my Dreamcast still on? Yes. Oh fuck, there's too much shit. Oh yeah, Team Elysian Shadows previous projects part 2. This is like the shit that we... And it'll tell you this is like some Dreamcast shit. Oh my god, dude, my voice is so fucking I can't handle my feminine voice back then.
Yeah, we
This was like, this was my fucking Samba de Amigo clone. Right now, this is what I was working on last before I started. Controller? Yes. The game Samba de Amigo for the Dreamcast with the fucking Mexican monkey and the maracas and shit. It was a dance rhythm game. I was making a sequel to it, and it was gonna be fucking amazing. God damn it! And you could stream songs over the network and stuff. But no, that was 2007 was definitely when it started. Let's see. Thanks for answering my questions today, Falco. Loving this weekly interactive format. Why, thank you. Yeah, we're liking it too. And don't forget, tomorrow, hopefully should have the video out for my new series. So, yeah. Wait, well, it doesn't matter. He paid you money. Wait, he just asked if it has that. I'm saying, like, I'm working on getting it up, but it's not up yet to show him.
No, he's quoting you talking to your wife earlier.
Oh shit, my bad. Never mind. I was like, fuck. I felt bad because I thought he was saying that, like, oh, I'm a fucking retard, dude. I'm so fucking... Ignore me. I'm a fucking idiot. Thanks, Falco. My tutor tells me that the way I use static variables in Java is lazy. Thanks for the second opinion. If you're in the Discord chat, post it, and I can give you more. Statics can be used as a poor man's global and should be really careful when using them. Yeah, that's the other, like, that's another thing that you do it. I would definitely not say, considering other alternatives, you should be careful when using them. I mean, like, there are so many scenarios where there really aren't alternatives, and that's exactly where you want. But normally, I don't make public variable static. That is, if you're making a public variable static, that means you're being lazy. That's what that means, like, 99% of the time. That's the difference. If you're making, like, a function static, like some kind of utility function, that's different. If you want to still be a lazy fuck and make it static, you can just put getter and setter around it and then fucking pretend that you're not lazy as shit, and maybe you'll convince someone. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, that's in Swift. You have to do that sometimes for variables.
In Swift, you have to do... No, I mean public static. What the fuck? Okay, so apparently in Swift you have to do this all the time. Well, you guys know my opinion on Swift. It's a piece of shit, so... What?
No.
Okay, so I want to get into VR. Not really sure where the market's at the moment. Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, can someone please tell him to take the wig off? Not only will I not take the wig off, I will now put the camera... Oh, wait, I took the wig off! Fuck!
No!
I thought I was still wearing it. Anyway.
Wig is the best.
Wait, didn't this guy pay me earlier? Oh, never mind. Alright, I'll take it off. Never mind. Never mind. You paid me. The hardware isn't there yet. It will be someday.
Yeah, Blizzcard, the other thing about VR is that not only you have to learn to design games for it, but also as a player you need to learn to play it. Like, imagine if you would never ever like have a contact with a game controller, right? Like, if you would have to learn that in most of the games, with this one you move around and with this one you look, like, you know, the conventions of controllers. Like, VR is right now, it's at the stage where we had like which Nintendo console, Falco, had this crazy controller with like a third fucking dick in the middle, and like it had the analog stick in it.
Oh, that Nintendo 64.
Yeah. So like back in the day,
that
remember
was the
like
best controller.
No, it was not. God damn.
Yeah, but wait. So let me finish. So like, remember the times when like every single console have like different controllers and different amount of buttons, and like buttons were labeled differently. We are basically at the stage in VR where like you have to learn the controllers, and the controls are different, and it's like, you know, it's still very early on, as I said. It's like gaming in fucking 90s, early 90s, late 80s. Yeah. So what, you guys want to fight about which one N64 controller was better?
Yeah, so if you compare playing GoldenEye on the N64 to playing Call of Duty on the Xbox, GoldenEye's gonna win every time, just on controls alone.
Shit, I don't know that I disagree.
I mean, the old Xbox, like the super fucking bulky Xbox controller, was pretty shit.
And even for Zelda, I found that I don't know, maybe it was because I only first started playing it on the N64, but converting to something like the 3DS or the Switch playing Zelda was kind of weird.
Yeah, you're kind of right. Like something about the Z button in the middle. No one else ever did that. Yeah, is that it? Some games that use that Z button, like that fucking thing was kind of intuitive. Like for locking on Zelda. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I never thought about the fact that no one has ever since had a Z trigger like that. I think that's it. Because a lot of Zelda, you're locking on, like walking around in circles, like. Ocarina of Time is all about that.
I'll never forget that.
I think that the controller could be a bit better than they are today. Like the industry is stuck.
Dude, I just like the PS4 controller. Really, you don't? I think the PS4 controller is the pinnacle of fucking controller achievement. I love it.
I mean, the only new stuff they made with controller is Xbox new controller with the back. So in the back you have like the 2 fingers that holding the back. So like 4 fingers on the back. So they put 2 buttons that you can activate from the bottom of the Xbox controller. That's the only new improvement they made for the controllers. I think there could be more ideas to explore.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. I thought you were like talking like you didn't like the way it felt like in your hand or so. Oh, yeah. That's why I like the PS4 one the best, is because you're exactly right. It could have gone a lot further, but it's the one that tends to be at least doing the most. You know, like, where's my PlayStation 4 controller? Like, you know, it has a light here that in a lot of games is green when you're at full HP, and then like fades to red as you get killed. This is a touch screen that you can use it for like moving a mouse on screen and shit like that. It has like the fucking like headset ports and shit. Like, I think this has a lot of ideas that are headed in the right direction. Speaker, but yeah, you're right. They could do more. You're right.
Yeah, broski, you know what we should do? Like FYI, when the health is low, the controller should start to rumble in the heartbeat. Like,
I actually thought about that too. Oh yeah, dude, you know how it's so fucking easy to do rumble and.
Yeah, and
right
people so underutilize the Rumble.
Dude, I made our Rumble API so fucking... Pull that bitch up. Okay. So fucking powerful. Like, I want you guys to fucking... I don't think anyone's used it yet, other than me. Let's see.
Yeah,
Talk about how
that's
beautiful
my bad.
Rumble packs were on the N64.
I mean, what do you expect me to do to like code in rumble data into textures? Like when you walk on grass versus gravel, you have different rumble. I mean, it's possible.
Oh, I was gonna pull up some shit.
It's fucking possible.
Rumble device. Yeah, dude.
Was the Rumble
here's our Rumble
on the
shit.
Dreamcast?
Rumble.
Was the
Yeah,
Rumble
dude.
on-
Yeah, dude. I went to fucking town on Dreamcast Rumble. Oh yeah, here. I have one. Well, okay.
Dude, there is like fucking stereo
Can
rumble.
you see me?
This
You can't see me in Hangouts, can you?
Yeah, we can.
All right. Look, Dreamcast controller, VMU, second screen, memory card.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
That's I know.
N64 style Rumble pack.
Oh, there is a pack.
So you're fucking like
That's
ready
way
to goddamn go. So, so we can talk about Rumble for a sec because I went to fucking town on this. So I knew that one day, like, maybe we'd want to be on the Switch. So I fundamentally have made the Rumble API 100% 3D ready for Switch. So what happens is that all of our effects in-game are supposed to be handled or given from Lua as though they were in full 3D. And then depending on what your actual hardware is, you know, most controllers is going to have to ignore the Z component and go to 3D. The Dreamcast and N64 Rumble packs were way more primitive. They're really only one-dimensional, but they can still do like sine wave, like Resident Evil was really cool. You know how you would open the door and it showed like the, it would have like your heart like do. It was really cool. So yeah, when you submit an effect from Lua, you specify it at like the best you want it to be, assuming it's going to be on Switch with full 3D. And then libgyro has the task of going, okay, what is your actual controller? And dynamically translating that into 2D, into 1D, into the best that it can possibly get at, given your hardware. You know what I mean? So that's all been taken into account. You don't have to care like, oh, is this, you know, what is this effect going to do if they don't have this effect, if their Rumble pack sucks? So yeah, there's oh shit, I just fucking exited out the code. Yeah, I had so much fun with the Rumble API. One time I was working on it and I forgot that my controller was sitting on my desk and like I was like testing something and it, like I hear and it scared the fuck out of me. My controller rumbled so hard it fell off my fucking desk and like hit something and I was like, fuck! It was like 4 a.m. It was hilarious. Jeez. So here's the bass rumble effect. Here's left-right rumble effect for this is like the low level controlling the motors separately. Here's a directional rumble effect, which half of these inherit from. A constant rumble effect inherits from a directional. A ramp rumble effect is one that has like a build-up and a slowdown. A fade in and fade out. A periodic rumble effect is like a heartbeat or something, you know, which has like a oscillating sine wave. It can have it doesn't have to be a sine wave though. And it will
duration, period, intensity.
You have sine wave, triangular wave, a sawtooth up, a sawtooth down, right? So this is the actual lowest level libgyro shit. So
did you wrote a function for 3D spacing?
Yeah, the gyre vector 3 direction.
Oh,
everything is in 3D. The API operates at the 3D level, so you never have to worry. You're never presented with the fact that the actual hardware varies. It's not your job to have to give a shit about that or to have to worry about, you know, playing something else if they don't have full 3D support. That's not your fucking job. That's my job. That I should have handled for you. Let's see. Oh yeah, sorry. Can you talk about version control for a bit? Yeah, version control software. There's not really much to argue about there. Git's the fucking best. Like,
don't use perforce.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's not much to say. Like, I've used SVN, I've used Git, and used perforce at work. Git is the fucking best thing ever, and it's free, and like, you really couldn't ask for more. We host our own Git server privately here at home.
Yep.
Because we do like fancy shit, and I don't want that shit on the fucking cloud. Someone's stealing my source code and shit. So we have it hosted privately, but you can go to GitHub and like host it there. We also have GitLab, which integrates with it. It's 100% free. It's like the most powerful fucking thing ever. A lot of people say, oh, it's horrible at binary files, and it's not particularly good at it. But we actually version our binary files in Git also, and it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's only like 700 megs or something. Do what?
our binaries are really small. Like I can keep
like textures.
Our
and,
assets are kilobytes. It's like nothing.
Audio's the biggest, and there aren't that many versions. You know, like he commits the song when it's done, basically.
Yeah, but
so
like,
it's not really that big of a problem.
If we would be working with like 4K textures, like when you have like one texture file is like 30 megs, that wouldn't work.
Yep.
So if you work on like realistic looking 3D game where you need like PBR textures, 4K stuff like that, big models, lots of verts, then probably it's like, well, there is no way to host binaries then in the project. You have to have like external binary. Whatever you can serialize, you put into Git, and whatever you can't, you put outside and use other solution.
Right.
Or you use Unity has a built-in collab, which is basically like a built-in Git.
But dude, if it can fit in Git, I highly suggest. I do version a lot of binaries.
Obviously.
Don't use Unity's Unity cloud servers, the commit, whatever it is.
The collab.
The collab.
When have you used it last time?
Don't use Perforce
project
shit. Don't use SVN shit. Don't use CBS shit. Really, just.
I mean,
at
work, I'm using.
Are you using it right now?
2-3 months ago.
It's like it's getting but it's getting better. Like it's getting better.
Yeah.
Quite good. Like it's obvious. Like it's obviously not amazing, but.
I'm using.
Let me put it that way. If you don't have a DevOps, if you don't have someone who's like Falco and can set that shit for you, you're way better using Unity Collab. If you're using Unity, than trying to build your own solution by having Git and then having some sort of plugin which can take care of the non-serializable files or some shit like that.
I mean, so it's pretty easy though. I'm using in the work that I'm working on. It's Fork and Git.
Yeah,
nice.
That's all. It's not. It's too. Like Fork is the software, like the interface in the PC, and Git is the server, and
so it's like
to Unity pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we got some more questions.
It's merging.
Let's move on.
Let's see. Okay. People are talking. Oh, I remember 2007 when you searched for game development YouTube, you would be the top result. I remember every day checking to make sure I was still the top result. I was not top result for no fucking reason. I named it Adventures in Game Development so that I would be indexed the highest on YouTube.
I mean,
I was like working out the name for so long with that. Oh, am I even on the first page? Oh yeah, we are on the first page still.
Yeah,
we're still on the first page. Dude, it's hilarious because this is like HD as fuck. Like, it sucks now because now that shit, once shit was like paid for and like sponsored, now we're a lot lower. But like the like video quality of everyone's shit is like insane. And then you get to like our old chapters and like fucking low def as shit. Like, you know, look, this is on the first fucking page still. This is my most successful video to date. Oh wait, not this one.
The fact that YouTube hasn't got on our asses for being so politically incorrect.
Look at this resolution.
Yeah, no,
it's still on the front page, dude. I need to update this video. I keep meaning.
Fucking 267 views. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I need to update that, dude. What? Chapter 1 is on the first page.
Yep.
Alrighty.
This looks like shit.
5.
Yeah, but look how much views do you have.
And we might
go do CRTs.
Damn, dude, we have so much shit on the first page.
Yeah, baby.
Huh. There's a lot of other shit though now. There's a lot. YouTube has changed a fuckload. Yep, we used to literally be that one. This used to literally be the #1 thing on all of YouTube for game development query. But yeah, those are my glory days. I'm like a fucking old has-been now. Let's see. Back then, what made you use Unity for comparison rather than Unreal? I actually got a job in the. I got a job in college, a part-time job, working for a company that made games / simulations. So basically, we were like a contractor for a biomedical institute that was like fucking rich, dirty rich, and they would pay us to make simulations. And my boss was like a startup person, kind of like I am now, and he was an Unreal developer who had just swapped to Unity, and like he was all about like how good Unity was. and like, yeah. So I paid my bills with C# and Unity for like I don't know, it was like almost a year maybe I was there before it went under, or before we had to all get laid off. Didn't this guy pay me earlier? I'll take the wig off. So he gave me $5 more. Oh yeah, that's why you respect people who pay you. There are a few gyms I expect to die easy. Let's see. Holy shit. Okay. What is your favorite Eric Clapton song? Cocaine. Cocaine. Cocaine.
I don't even know Eric Clapton.
What? Oh, he has a lot of good fucking songs.
I'm pretty sure I've heard this. I'm gonna find Cocaine.
Layla is Eric Clapton. You got me on my knees, Layla. Yeah.
Clapton, Cocaine, first fucking...
Yeah, that is it. It's fine. But what's his... He wrote a song when his kid died.
Shit, I know Clapton. I know that tune.
He wrote a song when his kid died that was like a more somber, modern... It was like in the 90s, I thought. I shot the sheriff's Clapton.
Bro, I don't need no somber.
No, it was like fucking... It was a really... Oh, Tears in Heaven. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't want to go there. Yeah, it's emo shit. It's a great song.
If you like songs about cocaine, there's a great band called Nomi that have a song titled Cocaine.
Is that the one that's like, I love the cocaine, I love the cocaine?
No.
That's a good song.
I can link you to it though.
Like,
that's a good song. I listen to that when I code sometimes. I'll like take a Vyvanse and listen to that song.
Nomi, Cocaine with lyrics.
I love the cocaine, I love the cocaine.
That's good fucking tune.
Trust me, listen to it.
Oh god damn it, okay, fine. Can they hear my audio? What's it called?
Know Me Cocaine. I linked it in Discord general. Just like, it's spelled like Know My, one word.
Yeah, Know My Cocaine. It's fucking amazing.
Oh shit, real quick before I forget to mention, I'm about to follow this link. I totally fucking forgot. Like, we're already 2.5 hours, no, more than that, into this bitch. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, in our Discord chat that I'm always pushing, I decided, we have like general, like all this shit, politics, coding help, where people can come hang out with us all the fucking time. This is where private development is where, it's just the team and no one else is allowed in here. I made a new chat called ES Backers, where this is everyone who donated to the Kickstarter or supported us on the website. You get a fancy-ass golden name. You get to go into ES Backer chat, which actually I'm making a big point to publicly develop and, like, talk with the team and do a lot of shit, like, publicly in here. Like, moving a lot of what used to be in here into here as long as it's not spoilery. And eventually, someday, this will be, like, beta talk and shit like that. So, if you're interested, just join our channel, the public one, and just message me just, like, a screenshot of the receipt for, like, the Kickstarter pledge or, like, off the website or something. And then I'll hook you up, and you'll have access to the super secret badass chat. Also, not gonna lie, if you ask me a really complicated question and I'm in general, and I'm like, oh, I kind of am busy, I don't have time to fucking answer this. If your name is fucking Golden, you're VIP, I will fucking answer your shit more. I try to answer everyone, because, like, I'm not that kind of guy. But, like, if I'm about to go to fucking sleep and someone's like, hey, explain to me ambient occlusion. Like, but if you're Golden, yeah, I'm about to do it. I'm still gonna do it. I just want to get to the bottom, but there will never be a bottom. If you're Golden though, then maybe I'll stay up. So yeah, keep that in mind. Where's a link to the? Where's a good link to the Discord?
Yeah, you drop down, yeah. Click it, and there is like.
Yeah, but how do I get this to these people? Because didn't we have it? Is it on the Elysian VMU site, or is that still fucked?
Yeah, you can copy the button. Click copy,
Tracks.
And you're gonna have a.
God damn it.
Copied, and then you have the link in your.
Wait, fuck! I don't want it to expire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like, fucking goddamn it! How am I supposed to? Whatever. Can you guys even see? Type this shit in. Write this goddamn number down. Right. Fuck! Wait, you can't even see that text. Right here. It's in my source code. Discord.gg capital U, capital C, capital A, U, Z, Z, K. You'll be in the general chat. And yeah, we like fucking live in there. So, yeah. I will put this right here and maybe you guys can see it while I'm talking. I'm not sure how big or small that text is. Maybe not. But, yeah. So, okay, I have to answer this guy's question. Did you watch Silicon Valley? Actually, no, dude. I never did. I need to watch that. Everyone keeps telling me that.
It's a pretty good show, dude.
What I like, Halt and Catch Fire is my shit. I watch the fuck out of that.
Yeah, dude. I love that
like
fucking
that?
show.
It's comparable to
kind
that?
of like
It was amazing.
It's in my opinion, it's not as good, but it's close. It's like
Okay.
you got shows like The Big Bang Theory, right?
Yeah.
To me, I hate that shit. But
Yeah, me too.
I don't know.
Well,
Silicon
no,
Valley,
I don't know. I don't know what Big Bang
Yeah,
Theory is.
well,
I just hate
Silicon
how no
Valley
one
doesn't.
shuts up about it.
It doesn't fuck about with its tech jargon, you know, like most movies and TV shows do, where they get everything completely wrong.
Dude, Halt and Catch Fire gets everything fucking right.
Yeah, exactly.
Every fucking
It's
time I'm
kinda
like, they don't
that.
know what the fuck they're. I'll like pause, like on fucking Netflix, go back and like, oh my god, they are exactly every fucking time in Halt and Catch Fire. Cause that's what I do, man. When I hear some technical shit, like my brain like has a fucking instant evaluator. Like, is this fucking true or is this full of shit? Because I'm a judgy ass motherfucker. I can't help it. And Halt and Catch Fire is always right. That show, if you want to know what it's like for Kickstarter, it's kind of like that show, but pay attention to the emo aspect of that show. That's what it's like.
Silicon Valley is a little bit lighter, a bit more comedic,
Okay,
but
cool.
it still sticks true to the technical side. It's kind of good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I wish they made more Halt and Catch Fire though. I fucking loved that show, dude. And they left so much like unanswered as well.
Right.
But
Yeah.
whatever. I guess it's another Firefly.
I mean, every series that is good pretty much getting kicked out because it's too hardcore.
Have you guys seen The Orville?
Mm-mm.
It's kind of
Yes,
like.
and it's,
Oh, go on, dude. What do you think?
there is a second season for it,
Yep.
if you didn't notice.
Yeah, I've been watching it. I've watched every episode. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of like older Star Trek. So basically, the creator of Family Guy, you know, Seth MacFarlane, is
Wait,
written
did
and
you guys-
starred in.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what?
No,
Yeah,
sorry.
he's written and starred in his own. It's basically Star Trek with a bit more comedy.
Yeah.
I guess it's more true to the older Star Trek, where I guess that was also quite comedic. It was just a bit more subtle than some of Seth MacFarlane's humor, but it's a sci-fi show with actual fucking character development, which is rare these days, and it's not just an SJW propaganda fest, which the new Star Trek is.
I wish I could have done spoilers.
Someone says they used to test Xbox games, and we'd have to hang controllers from their cords when we left each night because otherwise they'd etch a hole in the desk from rumbling periodically all night. Jesus fucking Christ.
What? That sounds
Hey,
amazing.
can the guy who wanted ambient occlusion, can you let me know, like, are you okay if I hold off till towards the end, or do you need this shit right now? Or have you already gotten pissed and said, fuck this guy, and you left? Because there are some more people who paid. Seriously, though, don't use Perforce Kids. Chris, is that you from, like, work? My coworker, Chris? And from chat. Let's see. Gotta run. I'll catch up on the chat later. Thanks for doing these. Not sure if more hype for ES or the engine. Why, thank you. Mercurial is also good, but Git has really won the battle. I don't see why you wouldn't just use Git. I actually don't know shit about Mercurial, so I don't know. That could very easily be true.
There's an interesting fact about Git. Git was actually used to develop Git.
It was what?
Git was used to develop Git
Oh, that's funny.
from a very early process. Like
That's
as soon
really
as he was able to commit code, he used Git to develop Git, which
That's
is
hilarious.
yeah.
Someone asked, does the part of Alabama that you reside... First of all, I don't live in Alabama anymore, can't you tell? When I got hired by AMD, I had to relocate to communist Massachusetts. So I now live in Commieland, a.k.a. the Northeast, a.k.a. New England. So yeah, I'm nowhere near that side of the country anymore. But... yes, my whole family's still there. Jacob is there. Jacob is actually in my old house right now. That old dev studio that's been on fucking AIGD for years. But anyway, does it have its own Silicon Valley? Yes, it actually does. Yep. It is the highest number of PhDs per capita in the fucking country in that city. I know it's the weirdest fucking thing in the middle of Alabama. Are there a bunch of tech companies that are all heavily concentrated in one area? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's fucking crazy because you guys see where I used to live, like in the videos. Like chapter 16, I showed driving by. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere, like cotton fields everywhere. But like 15 minutes south, and you're in Huntsville, which is not that big. It's a decent sized city, not that big. Not like fucking a real city. I mean, it's like a small southern city. And it's like one of the smartest places ever. It's like exploding with like tech companies and jobs. And we have like the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. And we have a military base, which is half of it is NASA engineering. Half of it is military defense engineering. So engineering is so big in that town. It's like a very engineering town. People either work for NASA or the Army, typically on defense. There's a lot of new shit going there. Like I said, I worked for that biomedical company for a while. I worked as a defense contractor for like a company that was testing like missile fucking guidance shit. But that's nowhere near as cool as that job sounds. It's fucking bullshit. But yeah, so Alabama's like kind of like this giant shithole of like rednecks and like shit. And then in the very north, in just this like weird fucking city, it's insanely smart. And it's because after World War II or whatever, when we captured Werner von Braun, or when we captured like Jewish or Nazi scientists, the scientists like Werner von Braun moved to America and joined our side, and they moved to Alabama, and they were the people who like did the whole space race. So a lot of that happened in Huntsville. That was their town. So we had like all the space NASA scientists and everything coming there. So that's what historically triggered this weird town, Alabama, to just be 10 times richer and smarter than the rest of the state. So yeah, when you think of Alabama online or see it or hear it, you know how fucking ghetto and shitty it is. That is accurate, but where I'm from, that is not accurate. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's not like the rest of it, but yeah, it's a really fucking fantastic place to live, definitely.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. You get like fucking redneck bars, and then, you know, half an hour later you have a city with fucking hipstery bullshit. That's weird. Well,
please never update your videos. What the fuck's that supposed to mean? Alright.
I think like change the old ones, he means.
Oh, you mean, oh no, I won't. Oh yeah, no, like, as long as YouTube doesn't ban my ass for not being politically correct, which, you know, it might not be very long. Yeah, my old fucking like 240i ass will still be up there.
Dude, we should start thinking about archiving this shit, because they can actually nail it.
You're right. You're exactly right. Remind me after this. I just bought a super fucking nice new camera. It's not here yet, but so this first episode of my new series is going to look like shit, but then after that it'll look good. Layla, Tears in Heaven are pretty good. Tears in Heaven. Yeah, Tears in Heaven. Let's see. Listen to Buckethead? No, but I used to play a lot of that shit on Rock Band. Well, actually, I guess I used to. Or not on Rock Band, on Guitar Hero. Between you and everyone, how many working hours a week are spent on Elysian Shadows? I have no idea. Most days I get like 2 or 3 hours after work. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't get any after work. Sometimes I'm up late. And then probably like 5 or 6 on the weekend.
Yeah, I'm
in a day usually. Well, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aiming for like also 5 and 6 each day on a weekend, and then at least an hour a day. But this week I was fucking sick the entire way through. So the only thing I managed to pull off was the UI and the icons, which are still pretty good. Like I've designed them pretty well, I think, and like they're nicely expandable. You know, like they have some cohesion going on them. Like the negative buffs are shaped similar and positive ones are positively so.
Oh no. Sorry, the guy for fucking Ambient Occlusion still here. No, we don't have to skip it. Are you in Boston near MIT? Actually, yes. I'm right outside of Boston. I'm right by MIT. I go by it all the fucking time. Lots of pretentious looking fuckers. Do you get a lot of grabs from that school at AMD? No, we fucking don't. So you're fucking like MIT's Ivy League fucking education that you'll never pay off in your entire life. No. There are not more people. I mean, we have a couple. I think we have a couple, but like, no. Like, they're not they're not disproportionately. Not only are they right by AMD, so they should actually proportionally be overrepresented, like they're not. No.
Oh, that's weird.
MIT. I mean, like, it's statistical. Like, look it up online. MIT is, like, not actually that... If you get a scholarship, obviously, but it's not... You know what I mean?
It's not like hot shit. Jesus.
Alabama is a city of rednecks and rocket scientists. That is exact... Oh, well, Alabama is not a city. It's a state. Huntsville is the city, and that's exactly right. It is a city of rednecks and rocket scientists. That is right.
Sounds like best fucking combination.
CDE Unix looks so dope on internet networks in airbase and shit. What the fuck is that? The school everyone at AMD went to is Worcester Poly. Okay, this Chris in chat, he's in YouTube posting. I'm assuming at this fucking point he's my coworker from work, Chris Butler, so he would know, and he's been there longer than me. So whatever he says about AMD, yeah, you can trust this guy. Thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. Oh my god, I'm at the end of the comments.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you this thing, and I have to piss myself before I do ambient occlusion.
All right. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the ambient. I'm gonna work on some more UI elements.
I hate the Unity UI system.
Which one? The old one or something?
The only thing that annoys me in the new one is that it's fucking in your screen, in your gameplay screen, and it's not split. So I would love to be like a different like there is scene, there is gameplay, there is hierarchy. So there will be like one tag that is like UI, and it will be just a static UI, not the UI that is wall space, just like screen UI. It will have its own window. Because you know when you're trying to choose something in the scene, and then you are like on the UI element.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, you kind of have to fuck around with it, but you know what you
I need to find my notes on ambient occlusion too, because I just wrote a shitload of them for ES. Does everyone know it? Okay, I guess we should start with what the fuck is ambient occlusion. But where's my notebook? I had just written in the... Oh yeah, it's in the notebook that people purchased. Speaking of which, if anyone found that fucking site that can non-destructively duplicate the notebooks, give it to me. I would literally get this done tonight. Alright, so let me fucking thumb through here real quick, because I had some really good notes I had taken. Okay, so this is something that is a very fucking big deal. It's a very advanced modern rendering technique used in AAA titles. I mean, it's advanced enough, I don't believe Octopath Traveler is doing it. I do not believe they are. It is something, yes, I 100% am intending to do on ES, only on the PC versions, and only on high graphics settings. It's kind of a big fucking deal. It very well could be the most costly thing you implement in your renderer. Literally this book I have, the guy in like the first chapter is like, oh, this is literally the most expensive part of our entire frame of anything is ambient occlusion. Let's see. God damn it. Fucking VMU interrupts. Lua decoupling, debug events. Rendering pipeline. Wait, rendering pipeline, that sounds like it. libgyro properties, libgyro state. No, fuck. The title of this section of my notebook is grievous motherfucking Lua deficiencies. Needless to say, I saw of them. Alright, god damn it. I can't fucking find it. It's in here somewhere. Wait. Dreamcast lighting. Oh wait, depth of field. Oh wait, I've got to be here. Depth of field. God damn it, where's ambient occlusion? Shit. No, it has to be like right fucking here. What the fuck? I have depth of field. Did I really do a depth of field before ambient occlusion in here? That's not fucking right. Depth of field. Alright, fuck it. I can't find it. Alright, so I need to share my fucking screen so that you guys can... So feel free to ask questions at any time because we're about to be getting our dicks wet, boys. We're going in. Hold on to your assholes. Let's see if you can get college credit for this shit. Alright, now let's first fucking all, what the fuck is ambient occlusion? And what are we going to be talking about? So ambient occlusion is this. It is like, fuck, how do I explain this? It is basically damping the light, the global lighting around a room. Like a shadow is basically, it's kind of like shadowing, but like for global light. For, you know, in the Fong model, you have like ambient, diffuse, and specular lighting. This is more like for the ambient global light. So it's taking into account the geometry around it and like the overall brightness of the room. And like, see, what it does is you can see this corner right here. See how it's got more shit around it and it's in a corner? This would naturally have less of the global light than like somewhere over here. See, you can see it's around edges in corners that like the way the edge is dispersing the light, that it's almost like it's not a shadow, but it's kind of almost like a self shadow. So it reduces global light. One thing that you would notice in a game without ambient occlusion, let me see if I can show you a big deal. What you need to see is a scene with and without it. Let's see. You run into places where ambient occlusion, not having it, the shadows look wrong. Not the shadows look wrong, but the lighting just looks wrong because, let's see, ambient occlusion, I think it was Final Fantasy 15. God damn it, I can't find a good one. Ambient occlusion there. Okay, all you have to do is imagine there's a building here. The sun's over here. There's a giant fucking shadow cast here, right? A giant fucking one. If there is a car here, then it's not casting a shadow from the sun because the sun's already casting a fucking shadow. So without ambient occlusion, you're going to have this car driving around that like has nothing under it. What would be under it is not the shadow from that sun, would be its occlusion of the ambient atmospheric light based on like the curves and the edges around the car, right? And you'll notice that edges don't look quite right if all you care about is shadowing. Because obviously you can be behind a shadow and it doesn't cast a shadow if you're already within a shadow. So that's a scenario when it can look way the fuck more prominent when you don't have ambient occlusion. Let's see. I wish I could find a good picture because I've seen a few where it's like you would look at the image and you wouldn't be able to pinpoint what the fuck exactly is wrong, but like, yeah, it's pretty bad. It is. So the most popular form of doing it right now is called screen space ambient occlusion, which just means it's done as a post-processing technique, kind of like bloom or like fucking motion blur after the scene is rendered over the entire scene. It's not done in the 3D world in the scene as it's being rendered. It's deferred to screen space, which is kind of like an optimization. It's to make it more efficient. Oh, this is a really good example. See how it's darker in here? This is not shadows making this darker in here, right? Without ambient occlusion, this would not be darker in... Oh, fuck, I'm not sure my screen. Using standard dynamic lighting, like in our engine right now, this, see how it's dark inside of here with this ball, and the ball of shadow around there? It would not be like that. This would be uniformly lit inside of this bitch just like it's lit outside of this bitch. And if there were a light from over here casting a shadow, the shadow would be coming down right here. And since this fucking thing is inside the shadow, this would not cast a shadow. You would not get this lit, like, properly where the light is dimmed inside of it, you know? Because the box is absorbing and diffusing some of the light. See? It's always around the edges. So that can tell you right there it uses edge sampling of some sort. So, let me fucking make sure that the algorithm's somewhat right that I'm about to explain. It's going to be like a high level look at it. So, it's using, after you've rendered your scene, it is using your, let's see. Where the fuck is it? It's using your depth buffer, and I believe, is it your position buffer? Your normal buffer? Let's see. Vision obscurance. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it uses your depth buffer and your normal buffer, or just the depth buffer. Anyway, what you do is inside of a shader, you know, inside of a shader, you're iterating over... Not iterating, but you're processing in a fragment shader every single pixel on screen, right? What you're doing is, imagine this is the pixel that we're looking at in the shader. What we want to do is decide how much to reduce the ambient light around it. We have an ambient light value, and how much do we reduce it because of other shit like obscuring us and making it more dark around the edges. So what we do is basically we're casting rays from the current pixel inside the shader, the current vertex or fragment position. We're casting a shitload of these rays outwards, right? Trying to see what the geometry surrounding this pixel is, right? So by doing this, you can find out, like, is this pixel like in a 90-degree edge? Is it, there's nothing around it? See this thing, this curve? By doing this, you can kind of see that, oh, okay, I'm in a trough with other curves around here, you know what I mean? So this shit is actually obscuring some of the light coming from these directions, right? So you're kind of like projecting a fan out to try to find out what's around you. So this is really fucking expensive because when you do this, you have a pixel, you have to like project shit out. Is that you have to take the pixel and the depth buffer and for each pixel you're marching through it when you cast this ray. You have to go, okay, is there anything in this pixel? No. Is there anything in this pixel? No. Is there anything in this pixel? Until you get to the location in the depth buffer, like, okay, I hit a solid, you know? So you have to iterate. So you're doing a lot of fucking steps to do that. Like, you could be like 10 here, you know? So the reason it's so fucking expensive is because you're making like fucking, I think it was a good implementation on average. You're having to sample the depth buffer 48 different times. 48 tap, I believe, is like a PS4 good one, to determine the surrounding geometry with enough accuracy to not look shitty. Okay? Like, that's a pretty big fucking deal. That's very slow. But in principle, all it is your ray casting to find out how much shit is surrounding you, to find out, oh, you can determine like that, am I in a corner? I'm this pixel, so that, oh, I'm in a corner and there's a bunch of shit around me, I'm going to be darker because I'm in the corner. Versus, oh, I'm standing alone, there's nothing obscuring any of that ambient light from me. And so once you've determined, like, these, basically the geometry around you, this integral right here is fucking calculus. Let me share the fucking screen again. You're basically summing it up to create a kind of weighted mean or something, some kind of geometric weight that you're scaling the light by, the ambient light. The main way that you'll see this done is you're not actually marching through every one quite like that, because that's just too fucking expensive, and you don't need that high of a precision to be pixel accurate. You will actually see that usually it's done now with a cone spiral kind of shape. Let me find it. God damn it. Are you guys still here? You guys like fucking dead?
Yeah.
Are you getting anything out of this?
No, yeah, I'm listening to you.
Oh, okay. Shit, I'm trying to fucking spiral. God damn it. You know, if I think there's a picture of this fucking book. Anyway, I can't find it. The most common way to do this is not just to sample every fucking pixel in an array pattern like that. It's actually to make a cone that spirals like this, so that when you point this cone somewhere, you're kind of like detecting the pixels around here. And you're not doing every single point because that's slow as fuck. You don't need that level of accuracy. You're making a spiral, doing point here, 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 spiraling outward. And what you do is every single position, you are setting this cone to an arbitrary direction, right? So you move it around and you're rotating it by some random factor, so that for each pixel, you're basically like looking around like at the fucking surrounding geometry like that, gathering like weights of how much is occluded in that manner. Another reason the spiral, you want to make it basically in a random direction and rotate it randomly, so that you don't get like everything will kind of look like, you'll get some weird sampling patterns if you don't do it with like a little bit of randomness to it. It won't look as good. It'll look like kind of like weird. So that little bit of randomness really simulates like the noise for it better. Oh, another thing is, like, modern games are not doing this. When you render your scene and you have your frame buffer and then you're ready, and your depth buffer, you're ready to fucking do this shit on it, most games are not taking the entire HD frame buffer and Z buffer, depth buffer, and running the ambient occlusion on that, because that is too much fucking processing. And it won't even show that much of a difference. What they're usually doing is they're downscaling the screen by 2 or 4 times, so they're sampling substantially less on-screen pixels doing it like that. There's nowhere near the same amount of fragment shader launches that you have to do if you downsample it like that. It's kind of like how you, for Bloom, you downsample and you're blurring like the downsample, you know? You don't need that level of resolution. A lot of these screen space techniques like that are not done at full resolution. So there's that. Does that make any motherfucking sense? It is very expensive, but in my experience, like, I don't know how much I can tell you about this. Let's just say I saw something happen at AMD that people were working on that was like a big deal, and I never really appreciated how big of a deal ambient occlusion made, how big of a difference it made in like photorealism in a game. And I can't tell you exactly what was going on because it's a big deal, but I saw the ambient occlusion on and off, and I have never in my fucking life seen a graphical technique make something go from looking normal to so realistic in my entire fucking life. Like, this sounds like it's something that's not that big of a deal, but I've never seen anything. Like, it just looked so goddamn real, the way that like the surrounding everything impacted the light around it. I don't know, it was insane, and that's when I'm like, holy shit, you know? A lot of games like, aren't quite that good, but dude, it looks amazing.
Ambient occlusion is really fucking big deal, and like me, like if I can get it to look good in ES, because you know there is a lot of issues with like, you know, edges of, you know, where houses are meeting the ground and or trees.
Oh yeah. No, I'm doing this in ES, dude.
That's my point. Like that was like something which is really gnawing on me. That's
and you know what else this does? That this buys you? Self-shadowing.
I know, right?
It's like Julian's face, you know, like his fucking nose. You know what I mean? This will get you self-shadowing.
Yeah, and
which
on
is
buildings
fucking fantastic. That's it's fucking ridiculous.
That's a huge fucking deal.
Yeah, it's a really big fucking deal. It's gonna look fucking fantastic. I've actually been like having to hold back. I want to just fucking jump in and do it, but like we're late and shit already. So okay, thanks for. Let me know if you have any questions about that explanation. If that wasn't good enough, sorry if I lost all you guys. I could do a more detailed video on it. Maybe I'll do that in the future if people want me to, on advanced rendering techniques like this. Let's see. AX.
If pixels are in screen space and 2D, then how do you determine whether where there is geometry around it in 3D?
That is fantastic.
And normal.
That is a fantastic question. What you do, yes, is you with your so think about you have a projection view matrix, which is transforming a world space coordinate into what it is on screen. If you take the inverse of that, then suddenly you can transform a screen space coordinate, which is your depth buffer, back into its 3D position. So when you sample the depth buffer, you know its coordinate in view space, right? You know its coordinate within that view volume. And if you multiply that by the inverse projection view matrix, then you've just deprojected it back into full 3D, so you actually know the entire three-dimensional geometry when you do it like that.
Falco,
you know the 3D.
Falco, find the picture. Find the dump of depth buffer. You can see like rendered depth buffer in the scene. Like that picture will make sense. I think it's a good picture.
Oh yeah, hopefully. Okay, so you guys know what a depth buffer is, right? Like it's completely based around that. So like this is what a depth buffer looks like. When you render something with the depth right enabled, you have a secondary buffer that's the size of the entire screen that is only rendering the z coordinate or the depth or the distance away from the camera that everything is. Because when you render, if there's a pixel beyond this depth, it's not rendered, right? Because that would be stupid. You can't see the fucking pixel. It's like it allows the hardware to cull a bunch of shit fragment-wise and do a lot of optimizations with early Z and stuff. Anyway, when you have this, you know its two-dimensional location on X and on its Y, right? Its position. But you also know its Z based on the value of this buffer at this point. So you already have the view projection matrix, which takes a world space pixel from the world into the screen space transform. So the inverse of that will take you from screen space, or the depth buffer pixel and its location, back into full 3D space, so you actually do know the 3D orientation of these pixels. Does that make sense?
And it's useful in so many cool graphical effects, like intersection shaders and so on and so forth. Cool stuff.
Hopefully that made sense. Someone just said he will never do ambient occlusion. Are you fucking talking to me, bro? I'll never do ambient occlusion. Me? Is Falco Gurgis actually Falco Gurgis on Discord? In Discord, my name... Oh, you'll know if it's us because our names are green in Discord. Oh, I think I changed my name to Falcorietta right now. Falcorietta, because I was fucking around. That's my girl name. We had some big argument about... apparently masculinity is now like a fucking terrible thing to be masculine, so I'm repenting of my evil man ways. And you can now call me Falcorietta, and I'm renouncing masculinity.
Oh god! Oh Jesus!
Just like a taste of the shit we talk about.
You are embracing your inner femininity, eh?
Exactly.
I mean, there's gotta get in touch with your feminine side, I guess.
Yep. Shit. All right. Let's see. What else we got?
Someone's getting turned on by.
Oh, there's two in there. Oh fuck! Do I have another account or something? If there's another one in there that's not green. Either that's another account of mine, or that motherfucker is a poser.
Imposter, yeah.
Let's see. If pixels are on space in 2D, 3D... Oh, yeah. Does that make sense? Won't you get artifacts at low resolutions? Yes. Okay, yes, you will. It's not perfect, right? It's a trade-off you're making. The lower resolution you sample it at, the lower it is. But if you look at ambient occlusion in reality, it's not this, like, sharp-edged, like, accurate thing. It's already kind of noisy. It's kind of like has a little bit of randomness, you know? So it's not that big of a deal for one. For another one, you can blur it, and you can do other things to make it not that big of a deal. But yes, you're right. I mean, that's a general screen space post-processing trade-off is you go too small and you get artifacting. Also, oh no. Octopath Traveler doesn't do that. That was depth of field. Let's see. Yes, we would like more videos on rendering techniques. Really? Okay. All right. Well, I thought no one gave a shit about this kind of shit because it's like fucking too deep.
Dude, I think that'd be great because there is so little knowledge about graphics programming. Like it's really hard to get into because there's simply not enough, resources on that.
Dude, the resources there are cost like $80 per book. I probably own $1,000 worth of rendering books, dude, and some of them are not that good, and some of them are like fucking math books. Like this is worthless. I don't even think there's a difference between here's the fucking calculus and this is the algorithm to actually fucking do it. Like a lot of them are actually more math books, and it's kind of depressing. So like that kind of sucks. But yeah, I was gonna show you guys. I'm probably gonna have to cut it off in like a few minutes because I'm getting fucking starving, dehydrated, and I need to work on the video that will hopefully be released tomorrow. But I was gonna show real quick some of the shit I was working on. And since we're talking about like advanced rendering shit, I'm actually pretty proud of this. So. You guys know rendering the scene in the correct order is a big deal. It's a big deal because it affects performance, and it's a big deal because transparency. You have to sort transparent things because the hardware has to blend them together. So if you draw them in the wrong order, it's not going to blend correctly, and it's going to look really fucked up for transparency. So it's a huge deal how an engine sorts. How its scene manager is sorting the geometry and deciding when to draw what. So Elysian Shadows, I basically developed this really cool technique that was our depth sorter, and it was based on Y-ordered Z depth. So it was basically... So anyway, it was very efficient, it was like perfect sorting, but I developed it back when we were a fucking 2D overhead game, right? Okay, we're not really that anymore. So... Even with the 2D overhead view, you have a dynamic light that is looking in full 3D perspective at the scene. My culling algorithm, my depth sort, was making the shadow mapping of these lights so much slower because it was not ordering them based on what's most efficient or correct for a 3D oriented light. It was ordering based on just a 2D overhead static view. You know what I mean? So what I had originally done was very correct, and it was good, but it was meant for fucking to stay with that static thing. So now we've gone full 3D. I mean, it needs to be like full 3D render. I mean, it worked in 3D, right? It wasn't that it didn't work. It just, well, okay, if we had a lot of transparencies, it might have had issues. But, yeah, it really is more robust, or I'm working on making it a shitload more robust, especially if we're changing shaders in the middle of it and not having to limit like anything with tile transparencies, anything like that. And making it so that any arbitrary three-dimensional orientation of the camera is sorting in the best possible order. So I've been doing a lot of work on our scene manager shit, which... Fuck, where did I put that? I'm like fucking exhausted by now, but... utility... Fucking... Oh. Assitio. Okay, scene object. So... This is the new structure. Basically, one of the hardest things in graphics programming is deciding what order to draw shit in. It's very important that you batch things correctly because state changing is expensive, which means if I'm drawing an NPC from one texture, and then I draw the map from another texture, and then I go back to the same NPC texture again. That's inefficient. You had to change the state between them. If you had just stayed and rendered all the shit with that first texture, it would have been a less expensive operation, right? Does that make sense? That's one of the fundamental considerations of developing a renderer, is batching like that. You are seeking to sort things in a way that is, one, it has to be correct in terms of being like, in terms of if it's transparent, it literally has to be ordered by depth, so it needs to be correct. And two, in order of efficiency. So like it's really fucking complicated to do. What is the best way of like taking all of these different objects with all these different parameters and basically sorting them like that? Let me see what everyone's saying.
Okay, so here's the question. if you have to sort by efficiency and you also have to sort by depth in transparency, would it be more efficient to have all of the transparent objects on the same sheet or as separate files?
No, because it wouldn't, because then you would also have to change the image also when you were changing to transparent. But this is literally why I make you know how you were doing partial transparent tiles?
Yeah.
You have to, in ESTK, select the tile, and in the tile properties, enable transparency.
Yeah,
you remember how you had to do that? You literally have to tell the engine this tile is special and needs this extra processing. Otherwise, it would be totally wasted if I had to pretend that every single fucking tile on the sheet needed to be in that order.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically, the best thing that I've ever heard of conceptually to do, that all the big dick players are doing, are you have like a concept of an abstract scene object, which can be like the map, it can be like fucking Julian, it could be like particles, it can be anything, right? Mm-hmm. Anything that needs to be rendered, and you have it within your scene, your quad tree, your whatever the fuck is managing or maintaining a list of all the scene shit in the scene that needs to be rendered. What you do is you actually create an integer key by combining all the different aspects of the entity. So you can see that this is render priority. Render priority is just a bit mask of 64 bits. So this is just a 64-bit integer, nothing else. But you'll notice that it contains a scene depth, which is its depth buffer, or not, yeah, kind of depth buffer, how far away it is from the camera. It has its shader ID, it has the blend mode, so it has those 4 different things, right? Those 4 things are things that affect what order they should be rendered in. So what do? I cram every one of these into a 64-bit integer with bit packing. These are like, the first, from bit 24 to bit 32, so is where I'm packing, depth. So it's an 8-bit, it's a floating point, whatever the fuck. What is that? 16-bit? Whatever. Anyway, so you can see this is at each address, each bit number is where I'm packing it. So texture is being packed starting at bit address, or bit number 10 to 15. So 5 bits are used for a texture. Let's see, so like 6 bits or whatever are used for what shader number this is, right? So at the end of the day, I literally just have an int. It's an integer where the number it represents is, its value is literally based on the order that I want to render it. So all I do is an integer sort. Does that make sense? So I sort these integers, and that's all I fucking do. And then, just in the order that I sorted its render priority integer is the order you draw it in. Instead of like what we used to have to do, and most people do, where you have to like grab the object's texture, then grab its this. Like, okay, the textures are the same, but is this the same? Is this the same? You've reduced the complexity, basically, by cramming all this shit and treating it like an integer. It's like way more simple to sort.
Neat. That's neat as fuck.
It's really fucking cool. When I learned this when I first started working at AMD, I was like, holy fucking shit, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Really fucking powerful.
Checking the chat.
Okay. I saw you bought the new real-time rendering book. Is it true that the quality of the book sucks? Is this the one that sucked? This might be the one that sucks. Or wasn't that... One of these... Maybe this is it. Oh wait, do you mean the picture quality? Yeah, the picture quality is pretty shitty. There's been a lot of complaints. I mean, it's whatever. I didn't buy this book to look at the pictures.
You're not showing your cam. I didn't saw the book. Oh, maybe you have it on the stream?
No, this book. So something like they went with like a new publisher that's like super fucking cheap, and they tried to save money by doing really like shitty quality ink and printing. So it's just like the images are like really fucking... It looks like it was just printed with a very shitty printer. Like it looks like the colors are very like kind of like washed away and imprecise looking. But, like, I mean, I don't really give a shit. Well, I do. Well, I guess I do, because this is a fucking expensive-ass book. So I guess that's really fucking cheap, but it has no impact whatsoever on the contents of the book. The fucking color of the pictures, not really. So definitely not make or break, but it definitely sucks. Like, oh, shit. Wait a minute. Actually, what the fuck? They have a picture right here. This text is so shitty and small you can't read the fucking text. Okay, that's kind of shitty.
Okay, that's fucked
Well,
up.
I guess it's not trying to tell you the actual text. It's just trying to tell you, like, show you an example of how complicated something is. But, I mean, that's kind of cheap looking.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That does feel kind of cheap. Let's see. Are there any Barnes and Nobles around you? Yes, there's a Barnes and Noble like literally right across the street from where I live. Yep.
Is it like a fucking status symbol or some shit?
Yeah, probably in the north. It wasn't in Alabama, but it probably is up here. Everything is.
It's like
I'm just kidding.
You live in the good part of the hood.
Yeah, but I miss the ghetto. Like, I want to go back to rednecks and trailers. Where people left me alone and I could have... Dude, you know what would happen if we had a fucking giant roaring fire right here in our back... When Patrick was here, we were shooting at the shotgun in our own fucking backyard. A shotgun. Yeah. I called the sheriff on my goddamn self. Because I was like, this seems really fucking sketchy. And he's like, oh, you're good. Are you safe? Like, yeah, I'm being pretty safe. Like, go for it. Like, okay.
Yeah,
fucking like shooting a shotgun off our patio, just fuck it, shooting beer bottles, and we have a fire pit in the backyard where this fucking fire was like literally like a story fucking tall, like 20 feet roaring flames, and it's like, whatever. Alabama, nobody cares.
That was so dope.
Now I live in Massachusetts where I live in a fucking apartment. Like, I have to remember, it's hard to adjust. It's like, dude, in Alabama, if I had to piss and I was closer to the door, I'd just like unzip and lean outside. Like, it's rednecky, but dude, that's how I fucking roll. Like, here I have to remember, dude, if I like go outside, my apartment complex is like a fucking hotel. If I open the door, it's a fucking hallway with other people there, you know? So I can't just like fucking put my dick out and piss out there, you know? Like, I had to change my evil Alabama ways.
Man.
I had to get
a boy goes to the city.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, man. Holy shit.
Dude, it's funny thing because like this is all I ever knew. Like
Dude, oh my god. They're like, I forget what all I did. Like, be like, how do you do this? You can't do that here. Like, bitch, are you gonna stop me? Like, what do you mean I can't fucking do that here? Like, I am used to pure, unadulterated freedom and no one giving a fuck about what you do, and people taking pride in the fact we don't give a fuck. Like, oh, you're fucking doing something crazy over there? Not my fucking business. You have fucking fun with that. You know?
Dude, that's the greatest thing about Alabama and stuff in general.
So yes, it's a lot different.
Like, people just are so libertarian, they just don't give a shit.
Yep,
if you need help, they will help you.
Yep, that's true, that's true.
As long as you're not harming anyone, you do you.
They don't give a fuck. Yep. Anyway, guys, I need to head out because, like, I'm so fucking hungry. And I do want to write a bunch of code tonight, too. How long? Oh, my God. Dude, I keep, like, wondering how we go this long because I'm like, I don't have that much to talk about. But apparently we fucking do. So, thank you guys so fucking much for the support. I really mean it. In case you haven't noticed, like, this has made a huge difference in our project, like, getting back into touch with you guys and, like, you know, having these chats and, like, you know, letting you back into our world when we've been, like, developing closed off for so long. It's really made a huge difference in our motivation, like, inspiring us. It's made a huge difference in, you know, people's perception of this project. And, you know, just I want to be completely real and honest and show you exactly what the fuck is going on, exactly how shit is, and, like, you guys really give me that fucking opportunity. So, I don't know how to say it without sounding gay, but, like, thank you, love you. So, yeah, you should join the chat or whatever, and, yeah, these streams are, like, they're beautiful things, so we're going to keep doing them.
Yeah, you
And
can
don't
join
worry,
us
Adventures in
here
Game
on
Development is not going anywhere.
Yeah, like if you guys wanna join us when we live stream here on Hangout, like just ask in the chat, we're gonna drop you a link.
Right.
No biggie.
Right.
Because it's always more fun when there's more of us here.
So hopefully I'll have my next YouTube, my new video up tomorrow, which is my top 10 books for game development. So I've been thinking about that all week. So hopefully that'll be up tomorrow. I don't know, unless I'm just so fucking tired. Definitely will be recorded tomorrow and it'll be up within the next couple days. So be on the lookout for that. Show some support. Fucking like, favorite, subscribe. I mean, if you haven't already subscribed, you already fucked up. You should be subscribed already. But anyway, yeah. So we're going to do something different. Like, you know, because these streams have shown me there are a lot of things to discuss. And I don't see anyone on YouTube really doing it, you know? So, like, I was never the guy who was... I made a few videos of that style, but, you know, wasn't making that many. But, you know, I'm at a point in my life now where I feel comfortable, like, doing a lot more of that shit. And, yeah. Alright, so, thanks, guys. Take care.
See ya.